Let me see. Okay, guys, click on the link that I just posted, and that'll put your video on the live. I'm going to take a page out of Drew's book. Look at this. That's a dirty glass. I drank a beer out of this yesterday, and I didn't clean it. Guess what? Drew drinks out of a dirty glass. I'm going to drink out of a dirty glass. Look at this. He said it'll put hair on my chest. I've already got plenty of hair on my chest, but here's extra for that. You guys, the link that I posted, the StreamYard link, if you'll click on that, there we go. I see BC is now. Welcome.
Hey, what's going on, Brian?
I just came in. It was my son's birthday party. He had a pool party, and luckily the rain held off till the very end.
Oh, sweet. It's awesome, man. For real. At least you're having a better day than I am today.
What's going on up there? Where you at, BC? You in Ohio?
No, I'm actually from Michigan.
Michigan. You're up there where the good beer's at.
Yeah. Got Bell's Beers, Atwater Brewing Company, and Founders.
Founders. That's probably my favorite is Founders.
I found myself drinking a lot of Bell's Beers myself.
I do love Bell's, though. I tell you what, the Two Hearted Ale, that's a beer that I neglected. I passed it by on the shelf for so many years because it just didn't draw me in on the can art. It's just a fish. It's just a fish. I saw all these beer reviewers reviewing it, talking about how great it was, and I was like, man, I got to see what this is about. And when I bought it and I tasted it, I'm like, man, I was missing out all these years because I just passed it by because it just had a fish on the label, but fantastic beer.
Wait until you start getting into their double Two-Hearted Ale.
I haven't tried the double hearted yet, but I will.
They also got a black-hearted ale that they produce every once in a while as well. So, yeah, you got to keep an eye out for that black-hearted one, man, because that don't come out very often. So, oh my God, it's so good. I like to think that the Two-Hearted Ale is like the Mountain Dew of Bell's Beers, because they always do the Code Red and Live Wire or Mountain Dew or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, welcome, Shane.
Hey, how you doing, Brian?
I see Drew is in the waiting room there, and it says for some reason he can't join. I don't know what's going on there because I know I've had more than 3 people on here before, but I am using the free version of StreamYard, so maybe I can only have 3 on at a time. So while I got you guys on here, I want to throw something at you because there's 2 beer reviewers out there that have really stepped up the beer review game, and I don't know if you guys watch them, but
well, one of them is me, right?
Beer for breakfast, facts for snacks, and Shane's craft beer reviews.
Both of us.
Those guys, I'm telling you, have raised the bar way up here. So I have my own idea of something I want to do that I can hope maybe it'll be, half as impressive as their collaboration was. I don't want to say too much on here because I don't want to give away the secret before it comes live. You know what I'm saying? But I want to talk to you. I want to talk to both of you guys off camera. I know BC, I got you on Instagram. Shane, I don't know how to get in touch with you. I talked to Beer for Breakfast on WhatsApp. That's how we chat with each other and we send videos and whatnot. I'm going to figure out a way to talk to you because I want to throw something at you. I'm going to need you. I'm going to ask you guys if you guys would film a little video clip for me so that I can include in my idea. It's going to be it's going to be fantastic. It's a collaboration, and you won't have to do much. I'll discuss it with you off the air, so I don't give away the secret. But it's going to be a fantastic thing. And what I'll do is, you guys will get. I will give you full channel credit in my video. I will say, BC Beer Reviews, Shane's Craft Beer Reviews. Hopefully, what I want to do is traffic going between our channels.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
I got it. It's a great idea. I've discussed it with Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks. He's on board. I got Blue Ice. He's on board. They're all going to film me a little clip to make this video. And so what I want to do is, because I'm not a big channel. None of us are really big channels. But I want to
we got to make it to the top.
Right. And so how we can do that is, so BC, you've got your subscribers, and Shane, you've got your subscribers, and I've got mine. But I want to get my subscribers to look at you guys' channel. And the way I can do that is, if we collaborate together, I can get my guys in front of you, and then your viewers in front of me, and we can all kind of like grow that way, doing collaborations. And I'm sure if you guys watch my videos, I really don't do serious beer reviews. I don't rate. I don't give a point. I don't do. I just give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And I'm trying to talk to people who drink the same beer all the time. But with my new idea that I have, still going to be related to beer. It's going to be something that in my mind, it is so phenomenal. And I want you guys to be involved in it. And the way you can do that is, we'll discuss that off the air. And I want to get the first one kind of filmed and edited and put out there. And I hope the public is as receptive to it as what it is in my mind, because I can't even sleep without dreaming about this idea that I have. So I really want to get out. Shane, I'm telling you, you inspired me with your collaboration that you did with people that didn't even know they were collaborating with you, because I know as an editor, I know that you had to spend a lot of time editing that and putting it together, because as far as I could tell, you did that in one take.
I did.
That was
one take.
You were interacting with people that weren't there, and you made it seem like they were.
Right.
That is a fantastic job. That has got to be one of the greatest videos, because I, as an editor, I don't just film a review and shut the camera off and upload it. I actually edit. So I know that was a lot. That was a lot of hard work, and you deserve every view that you're getting on that one. So the fire under me, I got to step up my game. I do like to do some fun videos, but I know they're a lot of work, and I can't do it all by myself. If I do a video and I want to have multiple characters, yes, I could be every character in my video, but that's hard on me. And people who are watching are going to say, wait, it's the same guy playing every role. I would rather include you guys. I would rather have you guys. Now, granted, it's not a long and in-depth video that I'm asking for. It's just going to be like a little clip that I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to make it look good. I'm not going to make anybody look bad. I promise you. But
I hope
it's my way of getting you guys some exposure. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's fun to do. It's fun to work with other people. Doing collaborations is fantastic. So
it's a blast. I love working with other people. It's awesome.
Yeah, because I've been on other people's live streams. Like this, and it's all fun and good and all, man. But from what you're talking about, it seems like it's something else. And you know what? You got my interest. Kind of like, man, what is this brother talking about, man? I'm already on board, man. What you need, I got it. So
I appreciate that. Man. So I'll shoot you a message later on. Oh, we lost Drew.
He was in and out.
I'll shoot you a message on Instagram, BC, and let you know what it is, what my vision is. And then what I do is, when I ask somebody to do a collab with me, I don't tell them what I want them to do. I don't. I just tell them, this is what I'm doing, and you film whatever it is you want to film, and when you send it to me,
So
I will
it's
make it work.
basically-
I will build it around whatever you guys send me. I
Okay, so
promise you, though,
basically
this
us
is going to
being
be
yeah.
epic. It's going to be epic.
Oh my
And
god, it
these
already
videos
started
right here-
already.
That sounds like a little bit about. I've done a couple of videos with Mad Dan over in Australia, and it was kind of the same thing. I would send him, a little clip of whatever, and then he would work off of that
Yeah.
to make it into a video, right? So it sounds like it's kind of the same, which I loved. I absolutely love the idea. So I'm definitely in for it, Brian. Just let me know when you want me to do it.
I watched, that collaboration you did, and Mad Dan was in it, and I know we all speak English, but
No, he speaks Australian. He doesn't speak
I'm a
English.
little
He speaks
deaf,
Australian.
and I had a hard time understanding the words that he was saying. I mean, I went to school with a guy who was from Ireland, and technically we speak English, but his Irish accent was so thick that the way everybody could understand him, he had to imitate John Wayne. I'm not lying to you. He would do a John Wayne voice to talk so that we could understand. His accent was just kind of so thick that I couldn't understand him. So I watched a few Mad Dan videos, but I'm just, I really can't, I don't understand what he's saying. That's my fault. I'm half deaf. And I don't understand Australian all that much. It's similar, but it's different.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
they've got their own slang. Right?
Yeah.
They've got their own slang.
Exactly. It's kind of like people from England. They got their own slang, and sometimes it's like, huh? And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I was talking to one guy, what was it, like 2 months ago? And sometimes I roll my own cigarettes, and you'll hear like on a countertop, and it's like, what are you doing? It's like, I roll my own cigarettes. Oh, man, you're rolling a pack of fags? I started dying. I was like, that has a different meaning over here. He just started crying out of laughter because he knew what I was talking about. I was like, dude, it's crazy. So, yeah, I mean, whatever you got, man, I'm trying to do. Well, there ain't no try. I'm going to deliver out what you need, man. So, hey, let me know.
I appreciate it. And, I don't want to spend all the time talking about what I have ideas for my channel. You guys got anything, any direction you guys are going, anything you want to talk about on yours?
Well, I
Go
mean,
ahead, BC.
well, right now, like I was saying to you earlier, I was having kind of I wouldn't say a bad day, but I was trying to upload a video today, but I use my phone to do a lot of my beer reviews on. And today I ended up doing a review on this beer here. I don't know how well you can see it.
Dragon Stout.
Dragon Stout, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that beer.
I reviewed it, but I tried to edit it, but it wouldn't, like, with the app, it has like like an export thing where it's like it saves everything that I've done to it, like the beginning and the end and all the edits that I've done in the middle. It wouldn't upload, so I had to go out, get a new card for the phone, and when I got home, I started to try to do it, but then it got so close to the time of this where I had to cancel it, so I have to upload my video either after this or tomorrow morning. So I usually do my videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So,
Okay.
I mean, I told you I was going to be here, so here I am.
Well, I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you coming on board with my vision, because I know it's kind of hard when somebody says they got this vision and they want you to be a part of it, but they can't tell you too much about it. I promise. The reason I don't want to say too much is anybody that's watching this live or in the future, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag until that video is seen. So I will talk to you guys off camera about what it is, what I'm looking for, and then, like I say, whatever you guys send me is what I'm going to work with. So I'll let you know the concept that I'm thinking about, and then however you guys interpret that concept, whatever you guys film and send to me, I'll just be appreciative that you sent it to me. I'm going to make it work, and like I say, it's going to be hopefully.
You laid out. Yeah, I swear. But anyways, back to what you were saying.
Yeah. So you got anything else going on your channel coming up, BC? You got
I mean, other than this video that I've been trying to do today, no. Wednesday, I know I'm gonna have to do another video. I haven't picked out the beer yet, but I know I'm gonna be on another live stream next Thursday, the Alco Nuts.
okay.
And they're based out of I'm assuming Ontario, and I know them on Twitter. So
So they're from Canada.
yeah, from Canada, and they wanted to do was it Lake of the Bay beer?
Like a base,
and,
yeah.
yeah, and I couldn't get a hold of it in my area here in Michigan, and closest thing I had to order it, and it was like, don't worry about it. We'll do like a mainstream like beer, and we're gonna be doing Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA on their show Thursday.
I
So
have not
which is
tried that one yet.
great beer. So other than that, I mean, I try to be 2 shows ahead, and since this is the second show, I've got to get 2 more beers. well, yeah, 2 more beers. I've already got 1, so 3 beers total. So that's basically it. I try to be 5, but with things going on, it's kind of hard to do that.
Life happens.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So Shane, you really kind of upped the ante. You're calling all of us out, and we've all noticed you. So
Well, like I said, when I go and I look back at my first 25 videos, say, that I did, a year and a half ago when I started doing it, and they are awful. They are absolutely awful. The sound doesn't line up with the way my lips are moving, and I've just learned stuff over time.
exactly.
So you've probably noticed in the past maybe 50, 60 videos that I've done, I try and add I'll do like little green screen, like little art things or guys running across the screen, right? Just for something fun. And then the collaboration
I don't know what you're talking about with green screen.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that doing in the shop? Get that out of there.
I've actually got a green screen. I haven't used it. I had planned on doing it. I took a break a couple months ago for about a month, and I planned on using the green screen a lot, but I can't get my lighting set up right. And I just got frustrated and said, screw it. So I've just been doing, like I said, just little green screen graphics, like guys running across. And then I did the
the jail thing. I don't know how you did that when you stole the beer from Drew and you had the criminal running by, and then the jail bars closed.
Yeah, so that's basically just that's a green screen thing, right?
Okay.
Oh, I did not steal that beer from Drew, by the way.
Hey, it's all Hollywood. What we do is Hollywood, and Hollywood is not
Exactly.
real. Nothing that you see is real. It just looks that way.
Yeah. Well, Drew gave me that beer, and he's like, "Hey, this one's from Brian the Beer Snob. Why don't you review it?" And I'm like, "Oh no, that's for you." And he's like, "No." He goes, "Just do it on your channel and say like you stole it off me or something." I'm like, "Okay, I'll use that angle," and that's what I ended up doing with that, right? So
it turned out perfectly. I'm glad that you liked it, because actually, the first batch of beers I sent him were my favorites, beers that I loved that he couldn't get. And then when it came time to send the second batch, I said, you know what? I'm going to send him beers that I have not yet tried and just see what he has to say. So that was a beer I had not tried, and I wanted to see his review. That would let me know if I needed to go try it. And
right.
So he sent me several beers. I sent him several. I'm still, he's still got a few of those reviews to do for me. And then I've got several of his beers I still have to review for him. I didn't want to do all 7 in a row Canadian beers.
Right.
So I kind of I do one a week, and then I do a couple others, then I do another one. So, but man, I tell you what, I know you're going to tell me there's some bad Canadian beers, Shane, but I'll tell you what, everyone that he has sent me has been fantastic.
Yeah. Well, of course. I mean, every country's got bad beer. It doesn't matter where you're from, right? I've been trying to text Drew here. We've been kind of texting back and forth. He's having a hard time. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
I was just going to say, he's been having a hard time.
He was in and he was out. I hear you, but your video's not on. There you are.
Hey, there he is.
Good.
You made it.
I did it. I don't know how All right, good. Beer time. Beer time.
I was literally just telling you guys, like, I'm texting Drew. He's having a hard time getting on, and then your video popped up right away. That's awesome.
I'm here. I'm here.
You're here, and you're not wearing a bikini top. That's good to see.
Not yet.
Well,
Wait for more.
you might see that again. I'm not saying anything, but you might see that again.
Does it mean he's wearing a bikini bottom or nothing at all?
Oh. Like I said, that video was brilliant. It did very well on his channel. It has a lot of views. Yeah, and I told you, didn't I, Drew? I said, this video is gonna rock.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
said-
Oh, definitely. You
Yeah,
kicked my ass.
the whole concept of that video with Drew being in the pool and then you showing up and you jumping in the pool and washing your glass in the pool water. I'm like, as I'm watching this, I'm like, holy moly, this is gold. It's gold. I couldn't
That's
stop
great.
watching it.
Great.
It was super fun to do because that was actually the first time I'd met Drew in person. So it was great hanging out with him. We just laughed all day long, drank some beer, had a great time. I think being in the pool was actually Drew's idea to start with.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he was going to go in the water. And then I came up with, I said to his wife, I'm like, hey, Amber, do you have a bikini top? And so I ended up trying to, it's the funniest thing because I'm behind Drew trying to put the back on this bikini top.
Wait, you guys didn't film a behind the scenes of the making of that video? Because
Yeah,
that would have been gold.
Yeah, we should have videoed it. That would have been awesome. But it was funny because I'm trying to do up this damn bikini top on Drew, and I can take off a bikini top, no problem. But putting them on, I have a real hard time with, right?
Why would you want to put one on? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But we got that on. We did the video, and then the thing with the glass, where I was washing the glass with because the piece of paper says "wash before use."
Right.
I think Amber came up with that.
Oh, okay.
I
So
don't
Amber's a
remember.
creative mind behind what's going on the channel.
I think that was her idea to do something with that, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure that was her idea. I don't remember for sure. So yeah,
Well, yeah,
and then,
because I was watching Drew's video for "Don't Call It Hot Lana." That was that yesterday, and in the
Yeah, I've
beginning
seen
of it,
that.
Amber's kind of runs by the camera with her finger to her face like this, and Drew's got his back to the camera, and she goes, and then later on in the video when he's talking, she comes and dumps some water on him, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
this is like, I mean, I know we don't use scripts in our business, right? But I was like,
Right.
this is perfect. This is perfect. It was a perfect time. He's like, well, I need to think about this. And she comes and dumps the water on him, and I'm like, comedy gold. I mean, it is. It is.
and you're gonna
Somebody
find that,
who hasn't watched that needs to go check those out.
oh, for sure.
Well,
And you're gonna find that when we're doing
Everyone enjoyed
videos.
it, right? It was
Sorry, Drew,
great.
go ahead.
It was a
Sorry.
great video.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It was
Fantastic.
It was. I was telling Shane and BC before you got on. I was saying, that Shane and you really set the bar kind of high as far as, so, we're beer reviewers. We review beers. That's what we do. And what I didn't want to do when I started my channel, I didn't want to be like every other beer reviewer. I didn't want to be. All my videos look the same. Like if you go to my channel and pull up my video history, I don't want all the thumbnails to look identical because I'm in the same place.
like mine do,
different
you
is the shirt I'm wearing and the beer. No, but yours are different. You edit yours to where there's like stuff in there.
Yeah, a little bit, but not very much. They're all very similar.
Well, I tell you,
Yeah,
I hope to
Yeah.
inspire, especially BC, Shane, Beer for Breakfast, Drew. I got these guys on board with what I talked to you about yesterday or the day before. Like I say, without saying it on here, I don't want to blow the secret until the video comes out. But these guys are gonna hook me up with a little video clip, like I asked you to do, and I swear I'm gonna turn it into a masterpiece. And the way I'm gonna do it is, so I'm not gonna call you guys by name in the credits. I'm just gonna say, when I show your scene, BC, it's gonna say BC's beer reviews as
Oh,
I'm going to throw a name in there. And then Shane's
Yeah.
Craft Beer Review as, and I'm going to throw a name in there. And you'll understand what I mean by that when I talk to you off camera about my idea.
Okay.
okay.
It's more of the intro than it is the actual thing that I'm going to do. And you'll understand more about that when I talk to you off camera. But I tell you, I'm just so excited. It's in my dreams. When I fall asleep, I'm dreaming about this. My wife was talking to me today, and she said, "Why you got that goofy look on your face?" And I'm like, "Oh, I was just in my mind. I was seeing the video that's in my mind with you guys." And she's like, "Well, I was talking to you about something important." And I said, "Baby, there's nothing more important than this idea I've got in my head, and I've got to make it
There's
come to
nothing more
life,
important than this.
and I need
Yeah,
help
I
to
hate
make
what
it
they
happen.
had to get an
And you
idea.
guys are the ones that can help me make it happen."
Yeah.
What are you drinking there, Shane?
What's that? Oh,
What are
I
you
actually wasn't
drinking?
drinking that. It was just a can that was sitting on my bar. That's a Willibald.
Oh,
It's empty. It's
I'm a
empty.
Willibald fan.
They're
Talking
not.
about beer, I gotta go pick out another one from the fridge. Hold on.
There you go. It's yeah, it's not. I think I've had 2 or 3 of them now. I've done a review on at least 2 of them. Which one's that you got there, Brian?
I got the
Oh, is that
Yingling
Yuengling?
Lager.
I've had quite a few of those at the Buffalo Sabres games while I'm watching my Calgary Flames play them. So I've had quite a few of those.
All right.
Yeah.
It's what I drink when I'm not reviewing.
Yeah, I drink Molson Canadian, which is why I have the big Molson Canadian glass.
I'm gonna have to try one of those. I think we can get that here in the States.
Have
I
you
think
not had a
that's-
Molson Canadian, Brian?
I have
You
not.
haven't had
Most
one?
yeah, you can get that here in the States. Yeah.
I was so excited when I went to the grocery store and I got a Labatt Blue, and first thing I did was
Oh.
message Drew. I said, "Drew, I got a Labatt Blue," and he said, "How much alcohol's in it?" And I said, "Well, it's 4.7." It says brewed in Canada, same thing you get. And he said, "No, that's not what we get." And he showed me one from his fridge. It's like 5% alcohol. I'm like, I've been
Yep.
ripped off.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And it's funny how the alcohol differs just slightly between the 2 countries. Like one of ours will be a little bit higher, and then a different brand, yours will be a little bit higher, but it's the exact same beer.
Yeah, and I don't get that. So somebody had commented, actually, Drew, somebody commented on my Labatt Blue video, and they said the reason for that is in the United States, they do alcohol by volume, and they said in Canada, they do alcohol by weight. Is that true?
I don't know.
I have no idea either.
Like, on your can, does it say ABV or is it ABW?
No, I think they just say the percentage. I don't think it says. Oh, actually, I got a octopus. This one says by volume.
Okay.
That's a 6.2. Let me see.
Well,
I
that's
got
a
a couple.
great beer.
That is a fantastic beer. Have you had one of these, Brian? The Octopus
Yes.
Wants to Fight.
Oh,
Did
I
you send
have
him one of these,
not.
Drew?
I had
What is
some
it called?
yesterday.
Octopus Wants to Fight. It's an octopus
You know-
with boxing gloves on.
Okay, I don't know if you guys know the hockey situation up here, but like when our Red Wings are like in a playoff, we generally have octopuses involved somehow, some way
Yeah.
with the Stanley Cup games. And there was one year where people walked into Joe Louis Arena with octopuses in their pants, and every time when like the Red Wings score, they pulled them out and threw them out on the ice of the
Yep.
rink. I was like, they had to take a break and scoop up all these octopuses on the ice, man. It was like so crazy.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know a lot about hockey, but when my sister lived in Charleston, South Carolina, we went to now this wasn't Major League Hockey. This was I don't know what you'd call it.
A minor league.
Like maybe
College
minor league stuff, but they did the same thing. They threw all these octopuses on the ice, and I'm like, what's going on? Because like I said, they had to stop the game. They go around with the freaking brooms and they're sweeping all these octopuses up, and I'm like, why do they bring, because neither of the team's logo was an octopus, so I didn't know exactly what was going on. But I guess that's when they get a hat trick for that particular team. For some, I guess a hat trick is what, when you score 3 goals, one person.
Yeah, by the same
So-
person. Yeah.
Like in the day, did they like throw hats on the ice Is that why they call it a hat trick? I
They,
don't
they
know.
still do. They still do.
Okay.
Like if somebody gets a hat trick,
for
you'll
some
see
reason
hats come
they
flying.
throw octopuses on the ice for this team, and I still don't know why, but
Well,
it was
from what I've heard, is that like with Detroit and Chicago, I think New York, there were like 6 or 7 teams. I think it was like 7 teams originally in our league, and that's about as close to an octopus as you can get. How the octopus has actually evolved is probably because of the 8 legs. How exactly that got to be a thing, I have no idea. It just did. It's just one of them things where it just came to be. So, I mean, beyond that, I have no idea.
Yeah, like BC was saying, like Detroit uses the octopus. There is a team, and for the life of me, I can't think of who it is right now. They use just fish. They'll throw like full salmons onto the ice, but I can't remember who the hell that is now.
it seems like that'd be an expensive thing to throw on the ice. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
So
Brian,
I've checked out a couple more cans while I've been listening here. So this one is by volume. This one is by volume. They all say alcohol by volume on them.
Now, is that an American thing, or did you get them straight from Canada? Were they?
These are
like,
these are Canadian beers. Like these are local breweries.
Okay. Okay.
remember this?
Life in the Clouds. Drew's
that's a
favorite
great
beer.
beer. That's a great beer. I still
That
got
is
one in
Drew's
the
favorite
fridge
beer.
there from Blue Eye.
Shane, have you ever had it?
I have had it. It's pretty decent. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it at all.
Well, guess what? It's going in my glass.
Hey, Drew, I know you're late to the party, so you didn't see it, but this was a dirty glass.
He did pour a dirty glass. He did pour a dirty glass, Drew, and he said, "Hey," he goes, "if it's good enough for Drew, it's good enough for me. Let's go."
Same.
It is delicious.
That's right.
So everybody's drinking. I gotta go grab a beer now. I'll be right back, guys.
But guys, I about like right. But you know what? I'm all about life in the clouds, guys. I'm all about the life in the clouds.
Fantastic
Yeah.
beer. I wish I could have one with you.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that beer until just now.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I
BC,
said more than-
so BC, beer for breakfast, facts for snacks, and Shane's Craft Beer Review. They're from Canada.
Oh, really? Are they? Okay.
So I do beer exchange with beer for
Yeah.
breakfast, facts for snacks. He
Yeah,
sends me,
we're-
I tell you what, fantastic Canadian beers. I send him some of our American stuff that they can't get, and I can't get the Canadian stuff here. So
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I mean, for me,
Yeah.
since I live so close to Canada, I could get like mostly Canadian Labatt Blue, your main beers. I could get the main beers, but I mean, anything beyond that, it's a little bit more difficult for me to get. So, I mean,
if
until they
only
open
you
up,
knew somebody. That's the key. If only you knew
Yeah,
somebody.
I wonder who they could be.
What did I miss while I was gone?
Well,
Oh,
we're talking about all those fine Canadian beers, and see, BC lives in Michigan, so as far as the United States goes,
Oh yeah.
Michigan has some super fantastic beers. A couple of my favorite breweries are in Michigan, and he's talking about that's a border
Absolutely.
state with Canada. I mean, Michigan, right? Doesn't
Yeah, it's
Michigan
right
touch
beside
Canada?
Windsor. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, the line is there. So like he really can't get anything other than the basic Canadian beers.
Yeah, like your Molson, your Labatt.
Like you
Yeah,
probably
dude.
don't get any of the craft stuff, BC. You don't get any of the Canadian craft stuff there.
If I see a Canadian craft beer, I probably seen it without even realizing it. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's just one of them weird, wacky deals where it's like I started my channel like about a year and a half ago. Now I'll admit I've drank a lot of beers in my time. I mean, a lot of beers, and a lot of these beers that I've reviewed on my show, I've seen but never had, and it was like for me, I've drank a lot of Milwaukee's Best Ice for like 6-7 years. Okay, that was my go-to.
Drew still
beer.
drinks that when he's not reviewing.
Yeah, same here. And I wanted to change it up. I've always talked about doing like a beer show. I want to do a beer show. Then lockdown hit. And I was like, you know what? This is about the best time to do a beer show, man. And it was like,
Exactly. That's
there
when
you
I
go.
did it.
So now all these beers I've seen, thought about trying, I either have tried or I'm gonna be trying at some point. So it's just one of them deals.
Yeah, I've had a couple of people talk to me about, reviewing some non-alcoholic beers or really low ABV beers. And I'm like, that's not really what I like. And then
Yeah.
Shane, I think you did one where you said you was in the store and you saw this attractive can. You were sucked in by the can art and you didn't realize till you got home that it was a non-alcoholic beer. And I've come close to a 0% beer. I've had one. It was like 2.5% that I didn't realize it when I bought it because otherwise I wouldn't have bought it. But I'm like, well, you know what? It's here. I might as well review it.
Yeah. I did one on shorts. I think it was called The Power of Love. Yeah, that one. And it had the DeLorean from the Back to the Future and the train from Back to the Future 3. And it was kind of like a 2.5%. It was kind of like a fruity beer, almost kind of like, I wouldn't say almost like a wine cooler, but it was kind of like in the neighborhood of a wine cooler in a way because it was fruity, but it wasn't that much of an APV. I don't know what the APVs are on wine coolers, but it was just one of them things where you could probably drink it while you're having dinner or something. But
yeah,
I mean, I did it just to review it just because I seen the art on the bottle and I was like, who doesn't like Back to the Future, man? I know I do. So
I'm glad you mentioned that movie, BC, because that's one of my favorites. When the trilogy comes on, episode 1, 2, and 3 all the time.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I could quote every line from that movie. But this idea that I have, you just inspired me with that movie. You inspired me for another idea. Now, if only I could find a DeLorean.
I know, right? I mean, I know I live close to the Henry Ford Museum, and they've got a lot of cars on hand, but I don't think, well, I can't say that they don't have a DeLorean, but if they do, I doubt that they're going to let me use it. So,
Well, I saw a thing on TV that on History Channel where when that company went out of business, they still had all these parts already made. And they said you can still order a DeLorean. It'll be brand new, but it's made from those parts from 1985 or whenever that car was out.
yeah, and I think
They
it's down.
they want a lot of money for it.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
especially with it being stainless steel
And
too. Yeah,
you get the version that is not a time machine. So that kind of turned me off to it. I want the time machine
Forget it
version.
then. Forget it.
yeah. What was it, Mr. Flux? The little garbage disposal thing.
Oh, Mr.
Oh
Fusion.
yeah.
That was Mr.
Mr.
Fusion.
Fusion.
Yeah.
Mr. Fusion. That was it. Yeah.
Mr. Fusion, yeah. So it was crazy, man.
I used to drink Miller High Life back in the day of that movie, and when he puts an empty, as a Miller High Life, he dumps a little beer dribbles in it and throws the can in, and I'm like, man, I got fuel for that thing.
I knew there was a beer can, but I forgot it was Miller.
Miller
Oh my
High
God,
Life.
yeah, I've got the trilogy on DVD here at the house, man. Oh my God. Oh my God. I used to listen to the shit out of that soundtrack though, man. Oh my God. The first one. Oh my God. I can remember how many times driving around in my Ford Ranger listening to that soundtrack, man. God. And that was on tape.
There's a lot of Huey Lewis on that soundtrack, I think, right?
Huey Lewis, yeah.
They had 2 songs on there, The Power of Love and Back in Time. So.
Oh, right. I thought there was a couple more that he did, but I could be wrong. I honestly don't remember.
I mean, there's more. There's like the instrumental songs, and I think the Johnny B. Good song and whatnot. But I mean, there's more to the soundtrack than just the 2 Huey Lewis and the new songs. So,
right.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
Hey, Drew, you keep going in and out. Is there anything you're doing on your channel? Anything special coming up or anything?
You're going to have to wait for tomorrow.
It's got a special surprise. Special surprise.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
I love surprises.
Yeah, and then after tomorrow, I'm just gonna relax for a couple days.
Yeah, like I was telling him, I got like 2 weeks worth of reviews already done and scheduled to upload over the next 2 weeks because I want to concentrate on my idea. And the only thing I got to do is just edit, really, because the part I'm going to film is going to be, like you were saying, Shane, in the beginning, like my first videos, I think they absolutely suck. I'm so uncomfortable, and it's so obvious that I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I don't think people that don't film these videos realize how hard it is to talk to a camera that's not talking back.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
So when you're talking, when you're doing your video, you're not like just talking to nobody. You're talking to people that are going to be watching it in the future once you've uploaded it and they start watching it. But still, it's a one-sided conversation. It's just you talking, and it's hard to talk and carry on a nice conversation with yourself, and I'm sure that, because the majority of people don't do YouTube channels like we do, so they probably think it's super easy. But it's not. I can assure you that, when I first started, the first video I ever did, I stared at the camera for 10 minutes before I even uttered the first word because I just didn't know what to say.
Right.
And then I had to pay a guy to edit it for me. And when he edited it, he included that 10 minutes of me staring at the camera with no sound coming out because I wasn't talking. And I sent it back. I'm like, hey, I didn't want that in there. You should have edited it to just start it when I started talking, but don't put 10 minutes of me just staring at the camera. But I gotta say, because I've been watching you guys for a while, so we're all much more comfortable in front of the camera, and it's a pleasure to watch each and every one of you guys' videos because I get inspiration from watching you guys' videos, and like you do something different than I do. And I noticed that, and I'm like, yeah, he's doing it better than I am. And it's, so I'm always trying to step up my game. So
yeah, it's like that one video I seen of yours where you ended up doing like a news forecast, and I think it was one of your kids.
Video.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, 3, 2, 1, and then you ended up getting. I'm assuming your wife was like, okay, over here you got the IPAs, over here you got the lagers.
That's not my wife. That's my wife's friend. Yeah. She said she'd be in the video. My wife did. My wife is in that video, but you just see her hand. She's handing me the. She's called the "This Just In" girl in the closing credits. She hands me the beer in while I'm doing the newscast. That's just a family friend who agreed to do it, and she's a nice looker, so I figured that the guys that would watch my videos would appreciate having her in there. So
yeah.
Yeah, that was my Pabst Blue Ribbon video, and I do not like Pabst Blue Ribbon. I don't like it, but I have to come clean because I gave it a harsh treatment in that video, and the only reason I did that was because, yes, I see that there. The only reason I was harsh was because, and when you want to talk about collaborations,
beer down.
It's it. It was empty. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. So, good.
You want to talk about doing a collaboration? So I contacted my buddy who lived in a different state, and he's a hardcore PBR guy. When he was born, he actually had one in each hand when he came out. He's a hardcore PBR fan. And I said, hey, Rod, I'm going to be doing a PBR review. Can you just film me a little segment? I gave him a concept, and I said, I want you to be the on the scene reporter. And you just, I'm not telling you what to say. I'm not writing the script. You just film it how you want to film it. send it to me and I will build my review around whatever you send me. So of course he was very favorable to it, but he knew that I wasn't a fan. So it's funny how these collaborations, the thinking that goes into them, because when he did it, I'm like, okay, how am I going to interact with him? Because I told him, I said, it's a newscast. So if you say something to me, it's not live. So it's not like we're having a conversation. This is a recorded bit by him. So I said, just leave some amount of time, however many seconds of a pause, if you ask me something, so that I can figure out how much time I have to answer you. And I'll think of what I can say in that amount of time to answer you back. And so in my ear, because all newscasters have a earpiece in, right? So actually what I was doing was I had my phone, I was listening to the video that he sent me. So in essence, it was a real-time conversation. When he would say something to me and I had my notes in front of me, okay, you got 14 seconds. This is what you can say in 14 seconds. So I glanced at it and I knew what I had to say. So it seemed like we were actually talking to each other, but I assure you those scenes were filmed 3 weeks apart from each other. But it turned out so phenomenal that I really, really, really want to do another newscast style review in the future, because it was a lot of work on me as far as editing. Because like I say, shooting in front of the camera now is super easy. If you guys need me to do anything, you want me to do anything for your channel, I'll be more than happy to do it. I'll film it. If you don't like it, I'll refilm it. I'll send it, because I like doing it. But the editing is the hard part now, and especially Shane, because your editing is getting pretty intricate. It's kind of a big deal. The editing, the way that you do it, I know that that's time consuming, and the way I want to do my videos is kind of time consuming. But I'm very pleased with the outcome, how they come out, and that's what I want people to see, is that my channel's been around for since May of 2020, but I don't want them to say, okay, your videos haven't really progressed since your first one till now. You've got over 200 videos and you're staying the same. I want to up my game. And one thing that ups my game is watching videos like Drew's and Shane's. When you guys did what you did, it was a game changer for me. When I watched that, I was like, man, these guys freaking nailed it. And now I'm down here in the bottom and these guys are way up here and nobody's going to notice me anymore. I got to do something like that, So I'm working on it.
So, like you said, doing like the editing, especially the kind of editing I do with the extra stuff, it's time consuming. Most of it's not too bad. I could get way worse. I mean, I've done videos where it's taken me a couple hours to edit, and there's only been 1 or 2 of those, thank God. But especially you, Brian, because once you start working with the green screen, you got to key that out and everything. So you know what it's like.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, you got a guy like Drew, who has great videos and does 0 editing. Right. He films it, uploads it, and it's done, and it's still a good video.
It is. And Drew, I got to tell you, I'm loving the new look of the background, the one where you got you're shooting up and you see all the trees behind you. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. It's something that's so simple.
You like that, eh?
It looks fantastic.
That's awesome.
It does.
And you know why we like it? Because it's something different.
It is different.
I try something different all the time.
I know you do, buddy.
Yes.
It's talking about that. It's like when I first started, I used to have my videos where it's like, it would be kind of like what you're talking about. It'd be like standing there. I'm looking down at you like I am now. Okay. Now I ended up getting a rig where I'm looking at you like face to face.
And see, that's good because I can see the background stuff there, which is nice.
Yeah, so I figured, it's these little tweaks that actually go into what you're saying. It does kind of make a difference. It kind of helps with the channel. It kind of keeps things interesting or fresh. So, yeah. So.
Yeah, Shane, you're your background back there, man. I want to do a collab with you. I just
Oh, from the bar.
yeah, but when you film the way you film, you're always center of the shot.
Right.
So in order for me to put myself in your bar with the green screen, you'd have to be off to a side to where I could put myself next to you. Well, I actually went up there and was in Drew's house until Amber kicked me out for spilling beer on his floor. But I mean, you know, I'm just a renegade American. I just go everywhere and spill beer whenever I go.
He does what he wants.
I will not spill beer on your floor, Shane. I promise you.
It's all right. It'd be all good.
And I'll try.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, but if you wanted to do something like that, Brian, I would have no problem. Like I said, doing a sidestep and making sure I was on my
That's
side, and you
okay.
can key yourself in.
You know, because you know that was what the joy of working with Drew on that thing, because I didn't really give him too much instruction. I just said, you film it, but just you know, like, I don't know how you guys film. If you're filming with your phone, I don't know, like what do you guys see when you shoot? Because I use an actual a Canon M50, and it's got a I don't know what you call it, but it flips out, and it's like a 2x3 inch screen. So while I'm filming, I can actually see where I'm at in the shot, like if I'm centered or off to a side or whatnot. But I just said, you know, Drew, it doesn't matter where you film it, just wherever you film it, just leave some space where I can add myself into the shot and it looks like I'm standing next to you.
Right.
And he freaking totally nailed it. When I watched that video and I say, okay, all I told him was to make this look real, while I'm speaking, occasionally just look over at me. And when you're speaking, I'll occasionally look over at you. And if you watch that video, the one we did, that was Heineken. Did it in Drew's house, living room or something. It looks awesome because we actually look at each other when we're talking. We're interacting with each other all through the magic of the earpiece. All through the magic of the earpiece. You know, I couldn't see him, but I could hear him.
Right.
So I did kind of get something wrong when I spilled the beer on the floor, and I said, "I'm sorry, Amber," and I'm looking off this way. And then he said something to Amber. Turns out she was the other side of the room, not where I was looking. I'm apologizing to Amber. She was over there. I mean, you know, but those are things I noticed because I'm hypercritical of my own videos. Does anybody else notice that? I don't know.
Probably not.
It's beer reviews. I'm hoping that when people watch my videos, they're actually drinking beers and they're just having a good laugh at, you know, what I'm putting out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I try to be funny with some of the stuff I do, like verbally. But I mean, this is kind of like, I don't know. I wouldn't say slapstick funny, but it sounds like it has humor to it. So yeah, like I said, I'm down with it. So hey.
Yeah, I promise you, BC, I'm not going to let any of you guys down on whatever you send me. I'm going to make it look awesome. Oh, I see some other people have joined in the chat here. I've been so concentrated in the chat. Miscellaneous brew reviews.
Hey, what's up, Miscellaneous? How you doing, bro?
Hangout and Mercy's beer. So thank you guys for joining.
What's up, JV?
Oh, you know what? I didn't even have my chat open. Now I have the chat open. I can actually see what other people are saying.
I was so caught up in the conversation. I've been ignoring the chat. I'm a bad host. I'm a bad host.
Hey, there's actually a good question. That was a while ago though. When was that? Oh, that was like almost an hour ago. I don't even know if George is still on here. It says, what is the difference between a lager and a pilsner? About 50 cents.
I'll tell you. Pilsners are my least favorite style of beer. There are fantastic pilsners, but as a whole, I just don't like pilsners. I don't. Lagers, I got to admit. Now, you guys being from Canada, you probably don't get the Mexican lagers that we can easily get here in the States. But I do prefer Mexican lagers over American lagers, with the exception of Yingling Lager.
Right, of course.
This is a fantastic beer. Because look at it. As far as lagers go, it's darker. You know, most of the lagers are really light yellow, but I do love the Mexican lagers because if it's hot outside, they just taste so refreshing. And I love the little hint of lemon that's kind of like in a lot of them. I mean, if you live in Mexico, it's hot. So they have very refreshing beers. Some of the lagers, for me anyway, in this country, United States, they just fall flat. I like a beer that's got flavor. A lot of the American lagers, for me, don't have the flavor.
Right. Hey, before you go too much further, Brian, we should probably say hi really quickly to the couple of people that were in the chat recently.
Okay.
I just saw them in there. So I noticed JV's Hangout. If you're still here, welcome, buddy. Mercy Beer said, evening, chaps. Nice to see you. I hope you're still with us. That was only a couple minutes ago. He's probably still around.
Yeah,
so I'm going to guess, because I'm not familiar with Mercy Beers, but to me, and he says,
I'm not either.
Chaps, I want to say this guy must be from England or somewhere across the pond. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
If he's still on, maybe he can let us know where he's at.
Well, if he's from England, he'd be, what the hell is that, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12?
It's 5 hours.
1 o'clock in the morning for him right now.
So he's probably drinking pretty heavy right now.
He's probably been just come in and said, "Hey, evening, guys. I'm drunk and passed out."
It is Saturday, so hopefully they're still out. Normally I work tomorrow, but tomorrow is my son's actual birthday. His party was tonight, but I took it off so we can go out and eat, and so I don't have to worry about going to bed at a decent hour tonight. I can stay up.
Perfect.
Sweet.
That's always a good thing. Just more drinking time, right?
It is.
Yeah,
and more thinking time. Because see, now, like I say, now that I got Shane and BC, I got you guys. I got to make sure that I message you tonight, just to let you know what my idea is. So you guys, like I say, I will. When I ask you to be in a video and you say you will, I will never tell you what I want you to say, what I want you to do. I'll just tell you this is my idea. Whatever you guys send me, I will work with it.
Perfect.
So,
okay.
And like I say,
our styles trying to mess with yours. Yeah.
Like I say, my whole goal in all these collaborations is to bring everybody's subscribers up, because I know that we all have our own subscribers, and maybe we share a few common subscribers, but I'm going to guess for the most part, we don't have a whole lot of subscribers that are cross channel. So if we can get each other on each other's channel, it just exposes us both to each other's viewers, and hopefully they like what they see and they'll, subscribe. And
put the word out to everybody else. Say, hey, did you check this out, man? Hey, you got to check these guys out, man, for real.
Yeah.
Even if they just check out one video.
Oh my God, it was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully they get sucked in, because I can tell you what, and I'm guilty of it myself. I'm guilty of it. I will watch you guys' videos, and I'll watch one after the other, and then after I'm 5 videos deep, I'm like, oh crap, I didn't like any of those videos. I just was watching them, so I have to go back. I have to go back because I'll notice, Drew, when I watch your videos, I'm like, okay, this video has been viewed 20 times and it's got 3 likes. And then I look in the comment section and I'm like, you got a lot of comments, and these guys are beer reviewers. And I'm like, somebody's not liking. Somebody's not liking. And I'm like, I can't harp on them because I'm guilty of it myself. I just get caught up in watching the video, and then it's over and the next one starts. And I'm like, I get so many videos deep and I realize, wait, I don't think I liked any of them. So I have to go back and watch them to like them.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I do the same thing.
I watch a lot of channels that I'm not subscribed to, and these are great channels I watch all the time. And a channel I've been watching for months, and I'm like, they put out great videos. They're not beer channels. They're just other channels. But I'm like, Oh, look at that! It's telling me to subscribe, and I've been watching for months, and I haven't subscribed. It's so easy to not click on it,
Right. So
you know.
Yeah.
But
sorry,
you know,
sorry guys. Sorry. You're going to interrupt for a quick second. So the Mercy Beers did comment back to us.
Oh,
He
there
said
he
no.
is.
He said no. He has stamina. He's drinking a 6% stout from Croatia right now.
Oh, I've never had a Croatian beer.
Yeah, I guess he managed to get some cheap Green Flash brewing this week. Usually it's like Rocking Horse crap here.
I've
Mercy,
heard great things about Green Flash, and I can't get that where I'm at in Georgia. Mercy, I don't know if you do beer reviews or not. If you do, if you want to get your video on, I'll post a link here.
and where are you from, Mercy? Too. We don't know where you're from. Post up where you're from as well, please. Oh, hey, how did you do that? That is awesome. You got the little thing on the bottom of the video.
I have no idea what I just did. I have no idea.
With all my editing,
I was posting the link. And I was posting
I
the
like
link.
with
that.
all my
I want
with
that.
all my editing prowess, I don't know how to do that little thing at the bottom you just did on the video. I
wish I knew what I just did, but I have no clue.
Looks great. Looks great, Brian. Just leave it like that.
Oh, here we go. Hey, I figured it out. Look.
Hey, there you go. Perfect. That's awesome. See, I don't do live. Like, I've never done live before. This is actually the first one that I've done. So
I'm glad
thank you, Brian,
did.
for organizing, because I would have no idea how to do live. Like, no idea at all.
You know, I've tried to do lives myself here in Michigan, but for some reason I ended up having technical difficulties on my own with the phone. So I gave it up. I used to do, I would call them either hump day hops or hump day hijinks. And it just seemed better to have a hump day hops. But the sound, it just got messed up on me, so I just left it alone. But I would end up on like other people's live streams. Like I try to leave names out, but like I don't know if you guys watch Ron from Louisiana. I end up on his show.
He's a legend.
Ron, yeah, Ron's a legend, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I end up on his show, or I'll end up on occasionally on Rod J's channel. Occasionally, another one I used to do was Eric, the Massachusetts guy.
Eric, like Fraunfelter or something.
He's something or other. Yeah, I can't pronounce the last name, but
yeah.
So I mean, I've done my fair share. Well, I like to think I've done my fair share of being on live streams, but I mean, as doing one my own, it's been difficult. I'm not that tech savvy, so I mean.
Well, I can tell you. So I use StreamYard. You can see it up there in the corner somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's free. It's free. I use the free version. And what you do is when you go to StreamYard.com and create your account, you can, oh, Mercy's back here saying he's based in Liverpool. Let's see, Liverpool, UK.
So you were right. Well, more or less. You said England. It's same thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Partner's asleep in the next room. Well, it's Saturday. No, well, I guess it's not Saturday night anymore. There, it's Sunday morning.
Sunday morning for
where
him.
You're at. So, yeah. Well, I appreciate you watching from across the pond. I was a big watcher of Real Ale Craft Beer over in Wales. Like got me through the whole lockdown thing because he had a virtual pub every Tuesday and Friday, did a virtual pub, and I would just log on and watch it. And it's cool because you're like people from all over the world watching it. And it's like, even if you're home alone, you're not drinking alone because you're on basically a live where like our videos aren't on, but there's a live conversation going on in the chat. And it was just an awesome thing. So, and he's got, I don't remember how many subscribers he's got, but he's got a
ton of them. Yeah.
He's got a ton. And then when he stopped doing the virtual pub, I was like, well, let me try to work on my channel a little bit and do some do some more stuff. So like I said, I've come up with some ideas, and they're ideas I just totally can't do by myself. I need help, and I could get help from other people who don't have YouTube channels, but that doesn't really benefit anybody. But like I say, I appreciate you guys agreeing to come on board with my idea with what I'm gonna do, because I promise you, I'm gonna promote you guys' channels in every video that you're in with me. You're gonna get some promotion out of it. So it's not a paying gig, but it's a promotion gig.
Rajay. What's up, Rajay?
Hey, there's Rajay. We were just talking about you, Rajay.
Yeah, he's a good brother, man. I love him, man. He's a wealth of knowledge, man, for real. So.
Yeah, Rajay to me is also in the legendary category as far as beer reviewers go. Most of the people you see on the screen here, we're relatively new to it, and we're just trying to find our way. And I kind of got in with a group of beer reviewers who are established, have several thousand subscribers each, and I just kind of felt like I didn't want to ride anybody's coattails. You know what I mean? I wanted to make it
blaze your own trail.
And I felt like being in with those guys, I just felt like I'm the bat boy. These guys were in the major leagues, and I'm just the bat boy. I'm just
right.
I felt out of place because these guys, in my mind, if you got over 1,000 subscribers, you're in the legend status as far as beer reviewers go, because it's a small niche. There's not a whole lot of people that are looking for beer reviewers online. Now, if I was a good-looking woman and I did a makeup tutorial, I post my first video, I got 3 million subscribers. But here's I'm not a good-looking woman, and I'm not doing makeup tutorials. I'm an old fat guy.
That's a fantastic idea for a beer review.
Yeah.
You should do that for your next beer review, Brian.
See, this is why I do a live. You're giving me these new ideas.
You
I'll
be
do
like,
a tutorial while I'm drinking a beer. It'll be like the first time that's ever been done.
Beer commercial, man. Beer commercial with a hot chick. There we go.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. That's why I like having people in my videos, especially if I can get women in my videos, because I'm not oblivious to the fact that guys like good looking women. And if I can have one in my video, more guys are going to watch my video. So, the hard part is getting hot looking women to be in my videos.
Right. Well, that's when you have to resort to what I do. You do it the cheap way. I don't know if you saw my video. I think it was today or yesterday I put up, and I had just pictures of cleavage pop up all over. And then when I did my 200th episode one, I had green screen some girls dancing on the bar.
Oh,
yeah. So it's just and for the exact same reason, Brian. Just that little bit of sex appeal, because guys will look, oh, look, boobs, I gotta watch this, because I'm not oblivious to it.
Yeah, Rod J, I really do appreciate you tuning in, because trust me, we all watch your videos.
Yeah.
I, for one, I enjoy your videos.
Yeah. I enjoy Rod J, man. He's a really great guy. I mean, from the bottom of my soul and my heart, man, he's a really great guy, man. He really is, man. So more power to brother man out there, man. He if he doesn't know it, he knows it now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna totally get myself in trouble here, and I apologize. I've never seen Rod J's videos.
Well, I think Rod J is going to get a brand new subscriber once.
He absolutely is.
After this live stream, he's going to get a new subscriber.
Yeah, you got to watch him, man, for real.
Yeah, for sure I will. I'll definitely check him out, for sure.
And that's the whole thing. Like, even though we all do the same thing, we all do it differently.
Yeah.
So that's why I do enjoy watching every beer reviewer that I come across. I enjoy watching them because I see how they do it, and I know how I do it. And just because I do it this way doesn't mean that's the best way. I see other people, like I say, Shane, your video when I watch it, and then you did your road trip where you were going to Drew's, and that video in itself was phenomenal to me. As I'm watching it, I'm like, what a great idea. You filmed yourself going on a road trip to go see Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks, and then the video that came out of the arrival was just phenomenal. It was like it was a snowball going down the hill, and like I saw it when it was, and I'm like, this is a cool, it's getting bigger and it's getting bigger, and then when the video come out, I was like, man, phenomenal. You guys couldn't have done it any better. Like I said, I don't know if you guys talked about it before you filmed it, or if that was just natural chemistry, the way you guys did that together, but it was perfect.
Well, at the beginning there, when it shows like the road clips and stuff like that, I actually recorded that as I was on my way to Drew's. I just that morning, I was like, okay, I'm doing a road trip. Why don't we film a little thing about me leaving in my car? And then I filmed little pieces down the road. So that part, I was just like improv. And then when I got to Drew's place and we did our beer reviews, none of that was scripted. It's like, hey, Drew, what beer are we doing? He's like, okay, let's do this. All right, let's go. So me and Drew had a really good chemistry, I think, for the 2 videos we did for our channel.
I tell you what, it
really
showed.
Well. Yeah.
It showed. That
sure.
was, like I say, that set the bar. I mean, I like to think I set the bar high, but then when I watch that video, I'm like, man, my bar's like way down here, and you guys are like way up here, and I'm like, I gotta step it up. I gotta step it up, because that's just, you know, you got to admit, if that would have been a one-man show, either Drew or Shane filmed that by themselves, it would have not been nearly as epic as it was with you two coming together and doing it, because it was so I'm like a collaboration holic. I love to do them. I've reached out to so many other reviewers, and they're like, if they respond to my email, they're like, yeah, sounds good. So I email them a thought that I have about a collaboration. I never hear from them again. And I'm like, you know, I'm not contacting people that have 1 million subscribers. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get in on that action. I'm trying to, people like us, you know, we're just starting out. We've only got, you know, a handful of subscribers or whatever. So I'm thinking, you know, like I say, if we can get each other's viewers in touch with all of our channels, we can all grow like that. And when I reach out to somebody who doesn't have that many subscribers, and they're like, yeah, what'd you have in mind? And then I email them, and then like months go by and I don't hear back. And I'm like, okay, well, they're not really serious about it. And then I look at their channel. Oh, they haven't even uploaded a video in 5 months. So, you know,
but some guys are like that. I mean, I can see their point. I'm kind of like that in a way, because I do my videos just for fun. Like I've only got, what do I have? I think I only have like 75 subscribers, and I don't care. I don't need 1,000. I do this for like myself. And then, like I said, guys like you, Brian and Drew and BC, you guys will watch it just because, hey, you know, it's a pretty decent show. And it's not spectacular. I would never say my show is spectacular, but I just do it for myself.
Well, but your shows are getting better, because I've been watching you for a long time, Shane, and you're just because you've taken a step up in your editing, I get sucked in more, because I'm like, okay, man, he did this on this one. What's the next video going to be like? You know, what's it going to be like? And me as a beer reviewer, who I don't just shoot a straight video and then upload it, I actually edit, because I do use green screen 90% of the time, so I have to edit. And I kind of want to always make each video better than the last. And sometimes it's hard, and I fall into a rut, and I say, okay, I've done 5 reviews in a row where I didn't really do anything spectacular. So I need to do something. And it's coming. It's coming. I swear. You guys will all see it.
I will be back in 2 seconds, guys. Be right back.
Rod J, I appreciate you showing up on the live.
What's going on?
Your ears must have been burning, because we were talking about you, and then a few minutes after we were talking about you, you popped on.
I have to go back and watch that part. I was down with the wife watching TV. So the bat signal was in the sky.
Yeah,
we were all
that
talking
video
about,
yesterday was killing me, man. That VR one, man. Oh my god! I swear I wanted to do acid watching that one.
That was a weird. I don't know how that turned out. Though I took that one down. I was actually restreaming that through Restream, and somehow it did some weird video thing. So I had taken it off of the thing. I don't know what happened there, but that was weird. That was
because
that was an acid trip.
This ain't like him, man. He's more professional about this. I was like, I started moving my phone around. I was like, man, where is he at, man? And then when I said I looked up, and it was like you can't this was silo type of thing, man. I was like, man, this is getting too wacky for me, man, for real.
Yeah, I have no idea how I got that, but yeah, Swami kept saying like, "There's a VR thing." Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I knew virtual reality. I was thinking in my head, "Well, what are you talking about?" I had to pull it up, and I was like, "Oh, that's not what it's supposed to look like." So
yeah, that's why I told you to look, man. It was like,
yeah. So I took that review down, and I didn't put it up there. So I'll have to get another one of those beers later on or something. But
yeah,
saw you guys were on here, so I started watching, and then you guys were all talking me up, so I figured I'd jump on here with you guys for a bit. See how you guys are doing on a Saturday night.
Well, I do appreciate it because we were talking about inspirations, and like Rod J, whether you know it or not, you're an inspiration.
Yeah,
what we do, you are.
I'm not saying it, man, but you are an inspiration here, man, for real.
Well, thanks, guys. I just see myself as a guy with a beer and telling stories. So
yeah, I like to give credit too, man, for real.
There are people out there that want to watch a guy drink beer and tell stories.
Yeah. I mean, if I was technically capable, I would be doing that the exact same thing. Drinking beers, telling stories all day long.
When I retire, that's what I plan on doing.
Yeah. That's all.
BC, here's an idea for you. If you ever want to go there at some point in time, because you're like to me, you look like a big, stocky guy.
Oh right? Yeah, I'm a real big guy. Yeah.
Okay, and if you ask Drew, I'm not. I'm the total opposite. I'm like the smallest guy on the channel. Let me tell you.
Okay.
For some reason, I'm picturing you in like a leather jacket and maybe like a fake tattoo on your head. And
we're not talking about a Mike Tyson tattoo, are we?
No, just something, something, right? And you can be like the hitman of beer.
Okay, I got a leather trench coat in my room right now.
Because I think you, because with your gravelly voice, I think you could pull off like a, "Hey, this is the hitman of beer, and you're gonna try this beer," and kind of something like that, or even just as like a one-off kind of thing. That might be an idea for you.
You know what? That might work. I'm on TikTok and I'm on Clapper, and Clapper is like TikTok. I've tried TikTok as to promote my beer show. And what I used to do is on the next BC's beer reviews, I'm reviewing this beer. Check it out. And I would have my YouTube channel hooked up to TikTok. But it wasn't getting the traffic that I was expecting. I'll be lucky if I had one subscriber from TikTok. So I started
You know what gets traffic on TikTok? You got to do those Amazon yoga pants.
Yeah.
My wife showed me that. I'm addicted to watching that video.
Yeah.
BC and yoga pants. He might get some. Viewers.
Rod, I'm telling you, I was watching these TikTok videos of these Amazon yoga pants, right? And then there's one, and it's like it looks so good. It was the husband who put them on. He's filming from the waist down backwards, and then his wife comes in. She's like, "What are you wearing my yoga pants for?" And I'm like, "Ew."
Oh, that's great. That is great.
That is too funny, man. For real. Man.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about it. I mean, it's all about how you want to define your channel out there, really. So, for me, it's 6.5 years I've had this channel now, so I've went through all kinds of different things, and you come up with stuff over time, and as long as you're having fun still doing it, you'll find your way there. So
yeah, because when I started doing my channel, man, it's like I was telling these guys before you got on, I don't know if I've told you this, like when I was on your show or not. But you know, I've kept talking about doing a beer show, so on and so forth. And then lockdown happened. And then I was like, you know what? This is the perfect time to do this, man. And you know, the last week of April was when I started my show, and the first beer review I ever did was Corona. And I figured, you know, that's the perfect time to do a beer, try to poke fun in a way, but kind of like Brother Man here. It's like, you know, you watch my first 10, 20 videos or even 30. I don't know how many, but oh my God. To me, look at them back now, and it was like, oh my God, it is so bad. And I think that it was like, now with my editing and whatnot, I've gotten better since then. And it was like, we're talking about a year and a half later, and it was like, you know, it's just one of them things where I even cringe at my own videos back then when I first started. It was like, oh my God.
Well,
yeah, I
see,
mean,
Rod's been doing this for 6 years, so he doesn't remember his first videos probably. But I know that my first several videos suck. I mean, when I watch them, I cringe, and I'm like, and I can't even believe how bad they are. But, you know, Rod, do you remember your very first couple of videos when you were first starting?
Yeah.
I mean, it is so hard.
Yeah, I was going to say that was something I was going to do for a challenge, but I never got around to doing it. Was putting it out there as like a remember your first challenge and sharing your first video and kind of doing a reaction to it.
If you do that,
some of the other people to do that.
If you do that, Rod, I guarantee you, I'll share my first video, and I'll let you know right off the bat, it is epically horrendous because it just. I was telling them before you got on, when I shot my first video, I literally pressed record on the camera and sat there staring at it for 10 minutes before I even thought of the first word to say.
Yeah,
and it was just, when I watch it back, I'm like, you know, I wear glasses, but I didn't have them on. So I'm kind of squinting and I look pissed off, you know, because I'm squinting. And I'm like, man, who in their right mind is going to watch this guy? Who's going to watch this guy? Because this guy is horrible. But, you know, it's like anything else. Like if you ever had a new job, you know, when you're a kid and you're like, just getting jobs. It's not like your career that you want, but you're at a job. So when your first day of a new job, you don't really know a lot about what's going on. So you're not like the best at it. But over time, you can become the best employee doing what it is that you do. But first day, everybody's had a first day, and nobody's first day was phenomenal. I guarantee you nobody's first day was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I say we've all been doing it at least now for over a year, right, Shane? You've been doing it for over a year now?
Yeah, just a little over a year now, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you can see it in all of our videos now. I think when I watch all of our videos, I can see we're all comfortable in front of a camera talking. I know, BC, I see occasionally you have somebody else in your video. I just assumed it was your son. I don't know.
No, it's my brother. It's my brother.
Your brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shane, a lot of your videos you do by yourself. I know you've got a guy off camera because you've talked to him occasionally, but we never see him.
That's my my youngest boy.
Okay. But it does make a difference having somebody on there with you that you can bounce a conversation off of. Because when you're just talking to that camera, like I say, that's not talking back, it can be difficult to carry on an interesting conversation with nobody. But if you have somebody with you on screen, so now you're both talking to the camera, but yet you can talk to each other, it just kind of makes the flow go. It just, you know, especially if there's a lot of chemistry there, like Drew, Drew's not on anymore, but Shane, you and Drew had like great chemistry together. It worked. And Rod J, have you seen Shane and Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks collab in the pool? If you haven't, you need to check that out.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I'll have to check that out.
What beer was that, Shane?
That was what the hell was that?
It was
I know it's on Drew's channel, so it's on Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks.
Okay. It's a fairly recent video, but Drew does upload a phenomenal amount of videos all the time. So
tons. I have a hard time keeping up with them sometimes. He does so many.
This old helmet. Cheers. You were in the Air Force. I was in the Marines 5 years. So thank you for your service.
Nice. I said it's so hard to keep up with everybody on the videos on stuff. I mean,
well, and that's it too, right?
That's one of the things. Like I tell people, I mean, I always appreciate the support that I get, and I try to help people and share as much as I can. But I tell people, if you don't see me there, don't think. Sometimes I'm watching while I'm cooking dinner, and I'm not clicking in because I'm cooking at the time. But I try to watch and stuff as much as I can. But anybody that can tell you that runs a YouTube channel after a period of time, I mean, it almost becomes like another job. It's kind of like the emphasis you put into it. It's still fun, but at the same point, as you start to grow, you start to accumulate, it does take on a little aura of itself. And for me, I do a lot of stuff with social media as well. So I do the stuff on YouTube. I do the stuff on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, everything. And it's hard to keep up on all of that. So I'm always trying to always watch. And like BC knows, like on Twitter, I'll pop his stuff off of my feed on Twitter. For the people that follow me there, I just popped your stuff off, Brian, on Twitter and over on my community tab for people that are up and want to come check you out and everything. And I always try to pass things along as best I can. I mean, the whole thing with the beer community, it's all about helping each other. I guess you can say it about a lot of communities, but in the beer community, for me, that's what made it easy. And for me, it was a little bit more different because I had a background. In college, I was on the radio. I was a radio DJ. I did DJ stuff. So I was always used to talking in front of people. Like I'm in my degrees in marketing and advertising. So I'm always used to jumping out in front of people and doing things. It's like that. And so for me, I kind of just swung into a little bit easier. I think a lot of people when you're first, like you mentioned, Brian, looking at that camera, figuring, what am I going to say for the first time? Like for me, I love improv. I love going off the cuff more than like having something written out. Something written out, it feels like it's too structured for me. So I like having that leeway. But it's finding your strengths and going forward from them.
Yeah. It was like I don't know if you guys ever watched my videos. Like there was a time like this time last year, I know I would do my videos and like you would see me going for my kitchen refrigerator, grabbing my frosted mug, walking out to my patio, doing my BC's beer reviews, intro song. As I'm walking out there, man, and having something to say. And I totally get what Ron J says. I'm more off the cuff myself. And a lot of the stuff that you see me doing on the deck, I mean, I know I got a notebook where it's bullet points or I know what I'm going to say. But a lot of the stuff, it's all on the fly. And it's like, I forget which one it was, but it was a Voodoo Ranger. And I was reviewing it. And I was looking at the packaging. And the character that they got on there looked more like a Willie Nelson vibe to me. And I mentioned the video, and somebody mentioned in the comments, it's like, you know what, you're right. It does kind of look like Willie Nelson in a way. Because he had like the bandana, the guitar on his back, the jean outfit, and it was like, you know what, he does look like a Willie Nelson type of dude, man, off of this Voodoo Ranger one. I forget which one it was, but if you see the one with the guitar, that's the one I'm talking about.
So. What's
Miscellaneous.
up, miscellaneous?
Cheers, Rod. Ryan, BC.
How's life down in Florida?
Good to see
hot.
you.
It's hot and it's humid.
Yeah.
What's going on, Colorado?
Yeah.
Hey, it's hot and humid in Canada too.
Yeah. I thought you guys were always. I thought you guys were
You
always
guys
afraid.
say that, but I find it hard to believe that snow is hot and humid.
It's 32 degrees up here today.
Oh, man, come on.
Yeah.
Uh,
See, that's the problem.
Oh,
when
sorry.
you guys
So I
speak.
got to convert it. 32 degrees centigrade, double it.
I was gonna say, because when you say 32 degrees, I'm like, well, that's freezing for us.
So for you guys, I think it's about 96. Today.
Perfect
That's
weather.
good.
Perfect.
That was our weather today.
Yeah, that's hotter. That's too hot. Yeah, that's too hot.
Yeah.
I know it's too hot. It melts my goddamn igloo, and then I got to go back in 2 weeks and build the goddamn thing again. And then I gotta walk down to the river and get some water for my damn pet moose, and never mind my pet beaver that's always gnawing at my freaking ankles while I'm it's hard to build an igloo. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mercy. Yeah, with a frosted mug, Mercy, you never have that with a crab. I mentioned it to BC one time. One of his, it's just like sharing it. I was like, because it takes away the flavors, and it takes away the aromas. So that's all part of the learning process. Yeah, it's all part of learning.
Yes, I never use a frosted glass or mug.
Yeah. Now, if it's Budweiser or Coors or Miller, frost away.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
You don't want that shit warm. No.
Man, that is nasty warm. Have you ever had a Coors or a Miller or a Budweiser warm? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Not good.
That's what I used to drink. That's what I used to drink in the old days when I didn't have any money, and I still don't have any money, but I've kind of moved up my progression in beers. That's why I'm drinking Yingling right now. Yay!
I love to.
Yeah.
But man,
I don't know, man. I've had that a couple times. I've been buying it recently. I've had it in the can, and I feel like they changed something.
With the Yingling?
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually get in the bottle here. I haven't had any can in a while, but
I had it in the exact same cans that he had, and I do prefer it on a bottle. I like draft best, but I mean, I don't know. There's just something. It tastes a lot more adjuncty now.
it does have an adjunct quality to it. Still, I mean, it's still like an adjunct lager, but
yeah.
But the black and tan is a favorite from Yingling as far as
I love their black and tan.
Oh, the black and tan? That's good.
Yeah.
And you know what's good about that black and tan is you can buy a 12-pack in the bottles, and it's $10. At least where I'm at in Georgia. You can get it for $10 for the 12-pack, and it's like less than $1 a beer, and it's a fantastic black and tan.
Yeah. I will tell you.
Less than $1 a beer. You guys get beer for less than $1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's unheard of.
Honestly, Drew.
I should tell you.
So Drew.
This guy gets all the deals, Rocky.
He doesn't know about my ride.
Jungle Tibbs, man. You gotta go to Jungle Tibbs, man, for real.
I tell you what, I go through this guilt when I was beer shopping today, and I picked up a 24-pack of Yingling for $19.99. And I immediately think of Drew, beer for breakfast, facts for snacks. Because when he goes beer shopping and buys like a 24-pack, he's paying $50 up in Canada.
Oh,
and I'm like,
at least
man, you
that's
guys
a cheap
are getting
beer.
raped up in Canada.
Yeah.
On your
beer,
beers. They're getting raped in Canada.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine spending $50 a case.
I would definitely be doing more homebrew again.
That's why That's why a lot of people homebrew out there.
Don't worry, I'm homebrewing.
Okay, yeah, I'd be doing a lot more of that. I haven't homebrewed in a couple of years, but it would definitely be more in play if I was in Canada.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I would say with the Yingling, if you get it,
I wouldn't spend $50 a case.
And that's just for like $50 a case is just our domestic, like
Rod?
Like a Molson Canadian or a
yeah.
Coors Light.
Well, I was going to say with the Yingling, if you get a chance to get it, I'm not sure when it's going to come out again, but their Yingling Hershey's Porter will probably be out here pretty soon. They
really think they're going to run it again this year?
I think they'll run it. I think they'll run it towards fall. That's what I think they'll run it. Because usually a lot of your porters, as it starts to switch over temperature, that's a big season. That
beer has so much potential, man. They need to put some heft to it, dude. Yeah. It's 4.7 ain't helping it at all.
Well, it's thin, but I mean, for me, I grew up in New Jersey, and I grew up as a kid going to Hershey Park in Hershey, PA. So
the chocolate.
I love the Hershey chocolate.
On it. So, it's just it needs some body.
Yeah.
Did you guys come across, because I had that first time I tasted it, I thought it was great, and I was in the beer store, and there was a lady in there, and she asked me, she said, my husband says he likes dark beers, and I don't know anything about beers. Can you recommend anything? And I'm like, well, the Yingling Hershey's Porter. And she's like, well, he says he doesn't like sweet beers. And I said, well, the Hershey Porter that I had the first time was not sweet. It was more of the bitter chocolate. But then the second time I bought it, it was sweet. And I've heard, I've watched various reviews on it, and some of them talked about the sweetness of it, and some of them talked about the bitterness of it. And I'm thinking, is it like two different recipes under the same label? Because you're not going to confuse bitter and sweet.
Could have over. I mean, you could have over toasted the
personally
malt.
tasted two of those.
It's going to give you different flavor.
Sweet and one was bitter.
No, I mean with the Hershey's, with the porter in general, depending on how it's made, you can actually have sweetness and bitterness in the same thing. But the bitterness isn't like a bitterness you're talking about, like an IPA. It's more of a coffee type bitterness. So you could still have that coffee type feel to it from the malts that are used, and it can still deliver that sweetness. Now, depending on when you drink the beer, depending on the temperature of it, if it's a little bit warmer, that opens it up. So you may get a more of a sweeter feel because you let it sit out for a bit rather than taking it straight cold. So it depends how people are drinking it at that time.
And vice versa as well.
Yeah. So if you drink it like right out.
I've had some cloying stout, I wouldn't say cloying, but on the sweeter side, and then you let it sit out, and it's, I don't know, barrel aged stuff's a little different. It gets all over the place, you know. I've had some dessert style ales that like stouts, barrel aged stouts, and then you're sipping it 45 minutes later and like, wow, there's like leather and tobacco notes are coming out now. This is not what I was drinking when I first, which I don't mind, but it can totally flip on you.
Well, the thing
is a factor.
Knowing the temperature of the different styles does matter. So, like when I drink a stout, I don't drink a stout unless it's like 55 degrees, 55 to 60. So if I take it out of my cooler, I'm going to let it sit out there for about half an hour to 40 minutes before I actually crack it open. Versus if I have something that might be like a wheat ale where I can drink that right after taking it out of the cooler pretty much. I'm not going to lose that much from it. IPAs, probably looking at about 45 to 50. So knowing what goes with what each style helps to enhance that experience.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is how my weird brain thinks. I'm telling the Shane and Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks that their Canadian beer prices just blow my mind, $50 for a case. But yet then I'm thinking to myself, wait a second, I bought a 4-pack of beer for $25 before, and it's fantastic. And I'm like, well, 4 beers, if I spend $50,
I mean,
8 beers for $50.
There's some really spendy stuff out there on the market. I mean,
yeah,
some of these companies are doing $40 4-packs and stuff. I mean,
the KBS and CBS from Founders, that where I'm at, that cost me about $25 for a 4-pack. But you know what? It's a banger of a beer. I can drink one of those and I'm good. So it's like,
I don't drink Founders.
Founders. Probably a year now. With everything going on.
Yeah.
That's one I had that I think I was talking to you, was the Cherry Founders beer. And that's when we started getting into what was really going on with Founders.
Right.
And I knew that they had problems with the tap room here in Detroit with their
and Grand Rapids too.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, they seemed like they took the care of the problem in the tap room here in Detroit.
Yeah, it's still a mixed bag out there. I know a lot of people that still don't drink Founders. But I mean, they do so much business; it's not hitting them on their bottom line as much. But it's just, I got so many other breweries out there. If I lose one, like Jay-Z, got 99 problems, and Founders ain't one.
Is that supposed to say hello from Greenland, or is it Ginland?
Maybe it's like hello.
Red Bunnies. Where's Ginland at?
If there's a land full of gin, I'm definitely interested in finding it out.
England.
Well, he did say earlier, I can't see the sun again for 6 months. Is Greenland one of those places where it only gets sun for half the year?
Well, Greenland is the big one that goes way up north to like the Arctic, and Iceland is
Greenland. Yeah, that's the icy one. Yeah.
Oh, Finland. He's from Finland. Okay.
Finland.
Oh, Finland. Is that what it says?
Yeah, it says Finn. I'm assuming that means Finland.
Finnish.
Unless that's French for end. I'm assuming it's Finland. I'm not really smart, though. I'm Canadian, right? So
if it's Finland, Red Bunnies, tell us a good Finland beer, because I don't know if I've ever had one from Finland. I'd love to try though.
Alphabets.
Can't say I've had beer from Finland, honestly. I've been down the import aisle a lot, and I can't say that I've had one from there.
I feel like I have, but I have to see
Yeah,
what
I
photos
do
was.
most of my beer shopping at Total Wine, and I love it because when you go down the international aisle, it breaks them down by country, like beers from different countries.
Yeah,
and,
I go to that. I got one of those.
like that.
Yeah, the one thing I would say about Total Wine is make sure you check your dates.
Yeah, you check your
they're,
dates.
They're bad about leaving old beer out.
See now, so you guys in the States are way luckier because your beer stores and beer selections are so much better than ours. Like
You guys got the LCBO, right? I can always hear about the LCBO.
yeah, but that's mostly LCBO is mostly liquor, like your whiskeys, gin, stuff like that. A lot of wines, and then they do have
Hard to
decent
get better
size
prices on the
craft beer.
liquor and stuff up there, some places than you do here. I know some people that take trips over the border to get some of the more spendier liquor that's over here from over there.
See, I don't know. Like, I know that we could. Like, if I
I can't
hopped
say
across-
exact area, but I mean, there's a lot of Canada. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I said, if I hopped across the border just into Buffalo, and I picked up a bottle of wine, whatever, I'm paying, let's say $5 for it. I'm just outside of Niagara Falls, so I can drive just down the road for where they make it. And instead of paying $5 over in Buffalo, I'm paying like $16 for it where they actually make it. Because our beer taxes are so high up here. Which
Yeah,
is why we're paying $50 a glass for beer.
yeah.
Right?
Shit, if you're by Buffalo, man, you should try the Thin Man Brewing Company. They put out some good beers.
Them man, that's some good beer.
That Trial by Wombat, man, that's an awesome double IPA. I don't even know if that's a double. I think it's like 7.5. Yeah, Thin Man. They got some pretty good stuff I've had from them.
Their Binky Boodle I had from them last. That was really good. That's a sour.
Yeah. I didn't try that. What was it? That sci-fi hamster wheel. I didn't try that one. Bumpy had that one. He said he liked it.
Wait, you're talking about sci-fi.
I was
That's
just
some
checking my
sci-fi right
Untapped
there.
app. I have not had a beer.
For the captain's chair.
Hey, the beer was called Super Bach. So Super Bach had to review it. I mean, you can find anything on Amazon nowadays. You know what?
Pretty much.
I mean, those are my real ears. I have pointed ears, but I have these prosthetic round ones on there for now.
Or at least you can get everything online. Yeah.
Hey, yep. I got
big things
big
coming. I
beer
got big
package
ideas.
coming
Big
soon.
ideas.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a journey when you
Who
run
sent you some
when
beer?
you do YouTube.
I actually purchased some. Somebody went to a drop for me. I'm getting a whole case. I'm getting the 6 new drop, or what is it? Yeah, the 6 new beers from RAR that just came out. 4-pack each. Should be here Wednesday. Shipping out Monday.
I've actually haven't had to buy beer for a while, and I'm hoping not to. And I got enough in the cellar, really.
I got a
Yeah,
couple
Party at
in
Rod
the
J's house.
stash.
Yeah.
He's
I
got
could
lots
use-
of beer. Let's go to his house.
I could easily run a block party from my area and still have beer left over. I mean, it's just you get so much, you accumulate. If you know how to, you're cellar. I cellar a lot of beer, so I know what to get, like some of the bigger stouts and stuff like that, and everything. And it's like just last couple weeks, I've been drinking some of the Goose Island from the last couple years and stuff. But it's you just have so much down there. It's almost like you're going into a store, and you're like you get confused on what you even want to drink.
Right. Yeah.
So,
for sure. Yeah.
So that's cool. You got a question for you, Rod.
Mm-hmm.
You say you got some bourbon, some old bourbon counties.
I did. I got the Knob Creek is the one I have left now. I was going to do that this
That's the only
weekend,
one?
but I haven't done it yet. Yeah.
The only person I've been trying to find somebody to do an examination with the 2018 the wheat wine, and so far the only person I've been able to find who's got one is Todd and Andy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually did
The
wheat
caramel
wine.
the other day.
I did it last weekend. Yeah.
That That's a
That was
good
the 20
beer.
I think that was the 2019. It was deep for me. It was one of the lower rated Bourbon County ones that I've had. It was just different with the going for the caramel apple type appeal with it. Wasn't a terrible beer, by the way. I think I give it like a 3.5 out of 5 on Untappd, which 3 is good for me. It just wasn't something I would want to drink more of. Probably it was just a little too syrupy, a little too sweet. The Kentucky Fog was kind of that way as well. It's one that was kind of off.
I didn't try that one. Somebody told me it tastes like burnt sugar. I'm like, ooh, that sounds appealing.
I didn't get the burnt sugar, but it's definitely you got that Earl Grey tea feel to it, which was definitely something different.
I generally like Earl Grey tea by itself, but in a beer, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they were experimenting. The guy that brewed, I forgot what his name was. I have it like on that video, but he did it as, you know, some type of dedication type beer. I think his wife or something
That
like
oatmeal
Earl Grey or
stout.
whatever.
The oatmeal stout was good. The one with the oatmeal stout with the maple syrup, what was it?
No, I didn't get that one.
Blue Label. That one was good. I think I only had 4. They had the Fog, the Caramella, the original, and
base,
the blue. I think it was the number 4.
And see up here where I'm at,
I wanted to get that birthday one, man, and you got to be up in Chicago to get that. They only you had to be like close to the brewery to even get distro on it.
Yeah. For that one, you have to really be in that area and stuff. And they're kind of cool up there because one of the things they do up there for the more established influencers, they send them a pack of all 6 of them with like a glass stuff, which is pretty cool. So they can kind of review them out there. So I knew various people up there that received that, which was nice. But here, we actually have some of the stuff sitting around for longer than a lot of places do because we have so many breweries in this area. So you can find the base version probably up through January. You know, it comes out Black Friday. You'll find some of the other varieties around town probably into like mid-December or so. It's just we have so much beer in this area. I had like 60 breweries within like 20 miles of me, probably.
Yeah. I think I can get the Fog, and I think I can get the original.
Yeah.
The other variants I could get there long gone.
And keep in mind what they actually do, they ration out who gets what of the Goose Island Bourbon counties based on how the sales are.
Yeah.
So stores aren't selling other Goose Island stuff, like the 312 and their IPA. They're not going to get a lot of the Bourbon County.
They'll pull them off the shelf. I've seen them do that. There was a bunch of them on the shelf. They'll pull them and wait a little bit, and then they put them back out. And I was like, I went in there one day. I'm like, all right, I'm going back next week, getting some of this, and that. And then they come back, and I'm like, there's no way somebody came in here and just bought all that beer. Absolutely no way. I'm talking like hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of Bourbon County. I'm like, but not that. No, where'd you guys put?
Well, you do get people that do resell them on the market, on the secondary market for sure. Though some people do come in and just don't even drink them; they just get them and sell them.
Yeah, because I got a store by me that got a bunch of 2020 editions, and I'm thinking about going up there and picking a bunch of them up. Just sell them, man. I mean, I know I did one on the 4th of July just because it was the 4th of July, but I mean, it was a really good beer. I enjoyed that one from the last year.
I've had like the base for that. I've had, I think, 17 and up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I was going to put a bunch of them down in my cellar, man, with my barrel aged.
Yeah, they last a long time. I seen a buddy of mine did a review on what was it, John and Ellie over there at Stats Sunday. He busted out like a 2014.
Yeah. I actually got one of the guys sending me a 2014 as well because he's like, I'm pretty much done with them. So I'm like, well, if you want to send it, go ahead. But here's my thing with Bourbon County: there's so many good breweries that are out there right now that Bourbon County, while I'm happy I'll try them, I don't hunt them down. If I come across them, I come across them. I'm not a person that stands in line. I don't stand in line for beers. I've just never been out there.
I'll go to the store on Black Friday when everybody's hungover and get my Bourbon County and go home.
Yeah,
I'll take my ass in there hungover and get what I gotta get and go home.
But would you stand in line? Would you stand in line for it? Like,
it depends on the variant, I guess.
See, I
And
would.
I'm down here. Like if I was ever up there, and it's like, well, they got it. Here's the drop. You're not going to get it down there. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? So you go to
That's
get.
when it's good to know somebody, you know,
You go get
who's
the
already
base,
waiting in line.
you get the base Bourbon County. Depending on where you're at, you're usually paying between $9.99 and $12.99 a bottle. You get
that'd be 20 for mine here.
For the base.
I think the highest I seen it was like $13, $14 here at the high end.
If they hit you for 20 on the base, then
I think the Caramella was the wheat wine. I think was the $16 one was the second cheapest, and then the other ones were in the $20 range.
Yeah, so like take the wheat wine. So the wheat wine I think here was like $15.99 or whatever. But at the same point, I can get a 22-ounce Epic Brewing Big Baptist at $15.99. Which is right there competing with it. And that's a 22-ounce versus this little 16.9-ounce bottle as well. So it's kind of like, I feel like Bourbon County still lives off the hype around it, but there's so many other good breweries that are out there that have solid beers too. They can compete right against it.
Oh yeah. There's definitely other beers that are as good, or I'd say comparable is not the right word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
yeah, I mean, I've had some that were just as good, and some that might have been even better if I had done side by side. They might have even been better than having the Bourbon County there.
And I've and I don't know, definitely the different variants. Like not even that, just over the years that I've had from 17 up, I've had. To be honest with you, I thought the 2018 was the best year. That big old 15-2.
2015. There you go.
Oh, your tag.
$20. I don't know if when you say the base beer, I don't know from Bourbon.
Yeah, the original. Yeah, just the
original. That's the original.
All the variants they do, they just take that beer right there and they just adjunct it.
Okay, this one was $20, and I just got it maybe 2 years ago. So it was
2015. That's the year they had the infection issue.
Was it 15 or 16?
15. I can't remember.
It was one of them though, but I've seen like if they actually have it and they have it at places, it can go up in price if it's been sitting there being cellared somewhere. So I've seen that as well. So maybe that's probably why they raised it to 20.
There are some shops that'll do that. The longer it sits there, it becomes a more sought after item and increases in increments.
Hey, Vanessa, what's going on?
Hello,
Vanessa.
All right, guys. I hate to do this to you. I got a bolt. Awesome hanging out with you guys. Brian, thanks so much for doing the live video. Nice to meet you.
I'm going to be contacting you somehow, some way. I'll go through Drew to figure out how to contact you. And
for sure, Drew's got all my stuff. So if you need to get a hold of me, just ask Drew. He's got my email, my text, my phone number. Feel free to text if you want, Brian. No problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Nice to meet you guys. Have a fantastic night, okay?
All right, have a good one.
Nice to meet you.
Take care, brother. Take care, man.
Yeah, Vanessa's one of my regulars, so she saw the link and popped on over. Appreciate that. If you don't have Brian down, Vanessa, you should mark his channel down as well.
Thank you, Rod, for promoting.
Yeah, she's very active watching.
Vanessa's a big stout fan.
She watches a lot of beer stuff.
Yeah. Well, she loves her Dragon's Milk and she loves her Guinness Foreign Extra.
I do love Dragon's Milk myself.
Yeah. And if you have Guinness Foreign Extra, for me, there's no other Guinness that even touches it thus far from a stout version.
I've had the Foreign Extra. I know I've had Guinness, but I don't know if I've had the Foreign Extra. I'm gonna have to look.
It's got the yellow label.
Yeah, we can now get it more in the States now. It used to not be sold here. It used to be just over in Asia and the Caribbean and parts of Africa. And they actually brought it in because Guinness does a marketing of regions on how they roll some beers out. There's beers around parts of the country you can't get unless you're in that spot. Like some of the beers we get here out of Baltimore now, you can only get in the U.S. Like people over there in Ireland or other countries don't get those beers. So they're very technical in who they want to roll the beers out to.
Mm-hmm. That's like you saying the foreign stout. I mean, that's different. If you get it from the brewery and over there in Africa, then the one you're getting here, it's probably not gonna be the same.
Yeah.
Same profile or.
Well, it would be the same profile that they have out of there. It's like a 7.5, and they use the same formula, I believe.
Water profile, all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think that might be done out of. I've got a bottle here to look at, but I'm thinking it might still be out of the St. James Brewery. If it is, it probably is the same profile, but they're still good. I'll put it that way. And a foreign extra stout is different than we have here in the States. Guinness extra stout. That's not the foreign extra stout.
No.
Foreign extra stout is different than that.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, you get the foreign on the import, though.
Yeah.
It's not usually not next to the Baltimore Blonde and the.
Yeah, Vanessa's military, so she gets under a military base. So we get like a 4-pack for like $7.50.
Oh, yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah, you go to the PX or whatever. You don't have to pay no taxes or none of that.
But so many good beers that are out there.
Yeah, I'm really on the Canadian beer kick because Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks been sending me down some Canadian beers that have just been off the wall, phenomenal.
Yeah,
and it's sad that we can't get those here because you'd think a brewery would want to like sell to as many people as possible, and like a lot of their stuff's not available down here.
Keep in mind, it's not the brewery; it's more of our distribution.
That's true.
They deal with, and then.
What
The 3-tier system that we have here is not all that great, which they're trying to do some things to make it easier. So we'll see what happens. But I got friends that are also Canadian reviewers, and yeah, they get some good beers up there as well. And I actually have a spot here, a couple spots here actually, but one of my big spots is called Jungle Gyms, and they do great getting a lot of the Canadian and other beers in from around the world. Yeah. Oh, she got the Dragon's Milk before for $7. Either way, Dragon's Milk or 4 next would still be good at $7 a 4-pack.
Oh yeah,
I take either one of them.
I tried both of their new variants that they had that came out, the peanut butter and then the double barrel from them. To be honest, I kind of like the double barrel better than the peanut butter, but it was their highest one they've made. Actually, it was like I think. I can't remember.
Did that one?
It was in like the 12% range, I think.
Was that the one that just came out then?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it. I have to go back and see it. Try not to go to the store too much, but I got to go back and buy this now. What's up, Steve?
Dave's TV is with us. He just was celebrating his parents' 50th wedding anniversary.
Oh, congrats! Wow.
Seriously? Yeah, it was 12.3%. I think it's the biggest one they've made so far.
Yeah, it probably is one of the bigger ones, if not the biggest.
Yeah, I got one of those. I sent one to Drunken One, and me and him did an examination of I got a hold of that raspberry hibiscus. I think they cut back in 18. I got a couple bottles of that. It was all right. Hibiscus, weird, rose petally flower.
Yeah, I've been big on. I haven't drank them yet, but I've got like 3 of them. The last, the Claw Brewing Pastryarchy stouts. I have the last 3 up until the root beer float. I haven't gotten that one yet, but
that's the Hefeweizen, right?
No, from the Claw Brewing.
From Duclaw?
Yeah, it's stout. So you got the Pastryarchy series.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got Duclaw.
The root beer is a stout as well.
Hmm. I know they made a weird. They did a. Oh no, that was the. What was it? God. I want to say something banana.
You talking about the banana?
It was a Hefeweizen that they came out with a couple months back. I can't.
Was it part of the Patriarchy?
I don't know if it was
From Duclaw.
Might have been.
I love Duclaw.
I don't know. That's a company that's been real hit or miss for me.
You're talking about the banana bread pudding.
That's it. I thought it was the bread pudding. Yeah.
I didn't get that one. Okay.
I didn't try it. I had some people that had it. They said it was really good for what it
Yeah.
for Hefeweizen.
Their candy cane I had last year was really good, I thought. And I got the Mexican hot chocolate as well.
Had the candy
Oh,
cane.
guys,
Was good.
I hate to say this, but I'm going to be taking off, man. So I'll
Thanks for
see you
joining
guys
us,
later.
BC. I'll
All right,
send you a
BC.
message.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Brian. For real. Get a hold of me on Twitter like you did before, or was it
I
Instagram?
will. I
Start my
will.
contact.
Thank you so much.
It's good seeing you, Rajay, Miscellaneous, and everybody else. And it's good talking with everybody here, man, for real. So,
You too, brother.
hey,
Later,
you guys
BC.
stay safe. And, hey, like I've always said, drink responsibly and don't do nothing stupid. Hey. Yeah.
Now I can't do anything. Whoa.
Hey, I'm not going to hold it against you if you do, but hey, just keep that in mind. And it's good seeing everybody, man, for real. So,
Yeah.
hey. All right. Peace out,
All
guys.
right, brother. See you.
Later, man.
I got to go fill the glass. I'll be right back.
There you go. What are you drinking now, Miscellaneous?
Drinking this from Swamphead Brewery out of Gainesville. This is their Florida Slush. It's a raspberry lemon Berliner Weiss at 7% ABV.
Oh, nice.
Pretty good. My buddy's got them at the shop for $10.99. I went to Total Wine. They sell these for $17.99 there. So I didn't tell them that, and I keep buying them from over there.
That's how Brian pouring Yingling. I had a couple of Yingling yesterday, as a matter of fact. A couple laying
Digging
around the house.
I'm digging it. I see Dave's TV has joined us. I don't know, Miscellaneous, you and Rod J. I don't know if you're familiar with Dave's TV, but
What's up, everyone?
We were in the Marine Corps at the same time. We're from the same town, and he's just getting into the beer review thing, so he just
nice.
starting out. So
Trying to.
Yeah, cool, man.
What, Dave? You weren't here when we were talking about our first videos that we ever did, and how horrible and uncomfortable we were, and so.
Believe it or not, I have my
pain you're
80-something
feeling
year old
now. We've all felt it, and it gets better. Trust me, it gets better. Just keep making videos, and
Oh
it
yeah,
gets better.
Yeah, my aunt came up to me tonight. She goes, "What is this, Dave's TV?" And I'm like, "Oh shit," because they're all they're all religious. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I was born and raised in the church, but I'm like, beer review channel, and she's like looking up. She goes, "Oh, well, I got to finish watching that," and I'm like almost passed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50 years. That's a long time.
I didn't really start doing like my own videos. I had a different channel. I was doing my own thing, and I always liked
magnets for the beer.
I just was into beer, man, and just started hooking up on other people's channels and doing some of these live tastings or style-based tastings.
Well,
Just
Brian got me
kind of
started.
took off from there.
And then I started watching everybody else's. I just got Rod's on there. I like his reviews. I don't think I have you, but I will put you on. Definitely subscribe. So,
yeah, I got you on mine already, Dave. Too. Yeah.
Thank you.
But it's you know, you guys have any questions? Let me know. I'm always happy to help.
Absolutely.
Hey, Rod J, where are you at?
Cincinnati area. I'm on the Kentucky side, but Cincinnati.
Okay.
There you
Oh,
go.
wow.
Bam.
Yeah.
Subscriber number 35 for you, Dave.
You kind of like.
Nice. Thank you.
I know that the Cincinnati CVG airport is not in Cincinnati. I know it's actually in Kentucky.
Right.
But Cincinnati gets the credit for the airport. You live somewhere close to that?
Yeah, they can get the credit. We get the dollars for it, so they can get the credit.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like 25 minutes from there. 20, 25, depending on traffic.
Brian, you see this box here, right?
I do see a box. What you got there?
Oh
You
yeah.
got some beer mail?
I got some beer mail.
Uh-oh.
It's
There you
actually a subscription I got from beerdrop.com.
Okay.
because it's kind of hard, like in Sebring, Lake Placid, it's hard to get beers, man. So I got some pretty good ones from ABC, but
you gonna do an unboxing video?
I am tomorrow night.
I tell you, I love unboxing videos because even if you know what's in the box, which if somebody sends me beer, I don't know what's in the box. I just know it's beer. But it's just like I'm a kid. I'm an 8-year-old at Christmas. I'm opening it up. I don't know what's in there. I'm ripping it apart. I'm so excited. It's the greatest thing ever.
I know. I brought it in at my son's home this weekend, and he started ripping it up. I'm like, "Whoa, dude, what are you doing?" I got to do a video on that.
A nice app to have on your phone. I mean, if you're like beer strolling and things like that, Tavour is a great one. You can get products from all over the country that you don't get distro on, and it's nuts. Just put it in here. You just chuck them in your card, and you set the date to whenever you want to pay out, and come right to your door. I mean, you get stuff from Alaska to
nice.
From wherever. I mean, because I definitely don't get distro from Anchorage, but I can get it through certain places.
Yeah, that's the cool thing
this
about.
Is supposed to be the same thing. You get them all from all over the country.
That's one of the cool things about being where I'm at. We get beer from all over through some of our places, and not some of the smaller types. Like you don't get like a Treehouse on that, but some of the other major type stuff. I mean,
you ain't getting Treehouse unless you get a mule.
Right. So there's so much beer though. It's like we never have to really worry about ordering from out of state. But I know other places where I used to have a buddy in North Dakota that had to drive like 60 miles when he made beer runs because he had nothing around.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So every couple of weeks he'd go load up the truck for beer.
Yeah, I'd have to buy a lot.
But he wasn't home as much because during the week he worked on the train. So but when he came back and he had to get beer, he's like, yeah, he had to make a run into town so to get beer.
I'm trying to get Matt and Trevor from Legit Brew Reviews, that Dew Claw one that I did, but the only ones I can find is bottles, and I don't want to ship bottles to them. I was going to send them a few cans.
Which one did you do?
The Dirty Little Freak.
Okay, I've had that. Yeah.
I want to. I
just like the name of it, man. Yeah.
And bottles ship just as well as cans. You just gotta package well.
Packaging pretty
good.
And
even with bottles, I do it with cans too. Before if I wrap them, bubble wrap them or anything like that, I always put them in like a Ziploc because if they do bust, at least it's contained.
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody likes a soggy box.
Yeah, I don't want them to be disappointed when I send it to them. Busted bottles. Well, at least we can smell it.
I really didn't even mean that, but yeah, I
guess. Yeah. Yeah, I've sent bottles and cans before, but I prefer to send cans if I send them out. So, but like miscellaneous said, I always individual stuff in Ziplocs and stuff. So if one does go, it's contained.
I've sent bombers. I mean, like literally, I could just take them from like here and then just like drop it on the floor, and it's not going to. I don't know.
You don't have my luck though. I would do that, and all of them would shatter.
I've got I don't know. It all depends. Like bubble wrap's expensive. I just got a lot of access to excess stuff like that. Things come in my job and stuff, and I have a giant box that I keep tucked off, and I save all that stuff because that shit's spendy, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm a cheapskate. When I get beer mail, I pull out the bubble wrap and I save it.
I reuse it. Yeah.
I recycle the bubble
That's recycling.
Wrap.
That's just recycling. That's just caring for the environment. That's all that is. Yeah. Everybody should recycle.
I do that all the time.
I got a pile of it in the garage. My wife is like, "What are you doing?
What are you
going to do for shipping?
Can't recycle it.
Don't throw that away.
That's the only way you can do it.
Exactly.
But looking at Dave's wall, so you're in Florida then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you and Miscellaneous are both down in the same state.
I'm in Florida. On the East Coast.
I'm South Central Florida.
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast, probably mid-state. Oh, well, hey, we got a private chat. How about that?
So y'all probably come across some common breweries then.
I got two here in my county, but they don't can anything. It's just they have like their own bar and they brew it right there. But they sell growlers, so I'm thinking about doing a review on one of theirs coming from the growler.
There you go.
Yeah.
I used to do those for a while back too, but I don't remember, we were talking about that on my show we had Thursday night. We don't usually do growlers as much nowadays. They kind of just sit around the house for the most part. We have a lot of places to do the crowlers now, which are the 32-ounce cans, which would make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think I saw one of the breweries here do that. I saw him walking out with two cans. I'm like, wait a minute, what is that? So I'm getting into the craft beer, so it's all new to me because I'm used to. You can ask Brian, Mick Ultra, Bud Light, Bud Light, Lime, whatever.
He's on a diet.
Yeah, you can really tell in my videos, right?
He must be a trainer for something.
Yeah. It kills me with the Mick Ultra commercial. They use that on a workout commercial.
Yeah.
I mean, you see people working out and they go have a beer, and I'm like, okay, they're low carb, but they add up to 12 of them.
You can afford to drink that stuff all the time.
I like the full
kind of spendy. It's just, I don't know, man. Some of that stuff, it's so spendy for what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Ultra by the 12 pack, that's honestly really not a cheap product for what you get.
Well, it's kind of like why, you can get a Mick Ultra, but you can also get like the Lagunitas low IPA. It's like 3 carbs a can. It's like 100 calories, whatever it is, and it tastes like an IPA. And it's like I'd rather get one of those and get like the Mick Ultra or something.
I'm just gonna.
I don't
the regular.
I don't down.
I'm good.
I drink some. I usually don't drink Budweiser or anything like that. You gotta have some filler beer. Everybody's got some filler beer, in between. So you sit down and sesh out on craft beer all night.
Right
yeah,
it can get spendy depending on what you're drinking.
Yeah, we've been up to some places though, and it's kind of like I've passed on drinking beer because the beer selection just wasn't great. It's one of those, corporate type restaurants where they get like the macros and they control everything, and it's just like I'm not feeling any of them. I'm not feeling any. It's just like, just give me a whiskey.
Get a whiskey,
yeah.
I've got that too at now.
Yeah.
That's like for New Year's Eve. I can only do that like once a year.
That's when things are really gonna get crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I've got whiskeys and stuff behind me up here as well too. Sometimes I'll do stuff on those, but I got moonshine up here as well. Hey, homeboy, what's up, Wayne?
What's
Wayne
going on, guys?
Cheers, buddy.
Wayne has family in town, and they must have gone to sleep, and he's still up.
Or Wayne needs a drink.
Well, I've got my fridge right here, so.
Cheers, Josh.
Oh, how's it going this Saturday night, Wayne?
It's going pretty good. My son is up from his fiance are from Columbia, so
nice.
They're hanging out. I think a couple of them went out to get ice cream, so the rest of them are inside. So great. Catch a break and jump on here. What's up, Dave?
Hey, what's up, Wayne?
Just chilling.
When I got back, I thought I was going to miss it, and I almost forgot. And I got on YouTube. I'm like, oh, shit, Brian's still on. My wife looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, I was looking at this earlier in the week when you posted and set it up. Or you dropped that video or whatever. I was like, stop by on Saturday if I make it home early enough.
Yeah. Is this your first live stream, Brian, or?
No, I've done a few. I just
we've actually done a 4-hour
the whole thing out.
Nice. Okay.
I'm still trying to figure out the whole thing. Like we were on earlier before you got on, Rod, and I hit something and I don't know what I did, but it put the person's chat what they said underneath this, like Josh A. It says cheers off. I don't know what I did to do that the first time, and everybody said, "Oh, how'd that happen?" I'm like, I don't know, but I was clicking. I was trying to respond to the message, and it popped up. I don't know.
You found me, Josh.
I'm a newbie.
Yeah, when you click on it, it puts it up there. Yeah, there's some different things. They added some new stuff to StreamYard, so you can do some other stuff in here as well too. So
is StreamYard used through YouTube, or how's that work?
So
You can do YouTube, you can do Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn.
So as a free user, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm a free user. When I go to StreamYard and I set up the live, as a free user, we'll let the broadcast go to one place. I can choose either YouTube or Facebook.
Okay, gotcha.
So I choose YouTube because that's, my channel's on YouTube, so I choose YouTube.
Well, and it saves it to YouTube, so
it'll save it. Yeah. So like while this is live,
you can kind of get around that if you use Restream.
Okay.
Yeah, Restream will let you do it on a free plan to like 4 or 5. I've had issues with Restream though when you have people on here like we are, where they've had stuff where it kind of slows down some of the things though too. I think StreamYard technology is a little bit better, but we've had like choppiness when we've had more than 1 or 2 people on there.
Hey Wayne, I'm gonna be sending you a message on like Instagram or something. I'm gonna need a huge favor from you.
I got you.
Don't want to mention anything till the video comes out, but I need your participation.
Need to borrow my channel again?
See, now, Rod is so big that I would feel bad asking for his participation because he's big. He's a legend. Miscellaneous. It's been a minute since I checked your reviews, but you're probably up there too. I feel bad asking people that have more subscribers than me for help.
No,
my beer channel's way smaller than my other channel. It's kind of I got to the point to where I had an extensive collection of stuff and I had to downsize, and now it's more like I'm cataloging and doing like examinations. Like, you can get this beer, I can get this beer. Let's sit down. What are you tasting? What am I tasting? Are we is the same? Things like that. Just I don't know. Some of the community. I mean, we have Beer and Cheese, Multi Monday, Bumpy Road. That's always a fun show.
Yeah,
they pick a style every week. We do a poll. There's a style of beer that gets picked until we run through them all, and everybody who can sources that style of beer, and we sit down, taste them, base our opinions on it. There's every day of the week there's something going on. I guarantee that.
There is, and I was talking about that earlier. How Miscellaneous. I know you're in with that group. I kind of got in with that group a little while ago. Like I want to call them the successful beer reviewers, like people that have more than 1,000 subscribers. Okay, and I got invited to like their private chats and everything, and it's like the chats are just blowing up. But I felt like I'm the new kid who transferred to school and I don't know anybody. Like, they all know each other and they're like texting each other, and I felt like I want to talk, but I don't know anybody and I don't know who to talk to, and I kind of felt like these guys were all established as far as what we do, reviewing beers. They were established, and I said, well, I'm not established yet. I'm still kind of an up and coming. I'm a hopeful, which is why I kind of pulled back from that group, and I kind of attached myself to new up and coming reviewers that were kind of in the same spot I was, so we could kind of like, I didn't want to feel like I was riding anybody's coattails, like on their success. I mean, if you guys built your channel and you got 1 million subscribers, that's fantastic. But I don't want to feel like I'm leeching off of you guys. You know what I mean?
Definitely. If that's the vibe you got, definitely don't feel that.
Yeah. I would say
it's
the only
very,
person
9 times out of 10, it's very casual settings. Like,
I think you're the only one that thinks that, Brian. That's all in your head.
Well, I mean,
no, in the Hangout, there is we used to Google Hangouts and stuff, and that
yeah, I was on Hangouts and well, I felt bad because they had a get together up in Boston, maybe.
They went
a while
Boston,
ago,
yeah.
And I'm like, well, dang, I wasn't even invited, so. They know I'm not nobodies. They didn't even bother to invite me. So I was like,
to be honest with you, that was a spur of the moment thing. One guy was going up there, and then a bunch of people are like, fuck it, we're booking tickets, and that's what that was. That was very sporadic.
Yeah, that was.
We've actually been trying to work on like a huge, like a big meetup, and
Man,
Just
I tell
tough.
you what, if there was a big meetup and I was invited, I would be there in a heartbeat because, like I said, I've been
We
watching you guys.
trying to find like a central location that's close to
Where's
everybody and it's not too far away for everybody. Beer Man, he's in Oregon, so he's screwed. It's gonna be scrappy for him.
That's a long ways off.
Yeah.
I've been
Holy
watching so
man.
many of you guys for so long that it would be awesome to actually, meet up and have some beers and shoot some videos with you guys. It would be awesome,
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean,
you've got my info through there. If you can find something I can source and you want to do a tasting or whatever, feel free to hit me up, man.
well, I'll tell you what, you're in Florida, and I know my parents are elderly, and I got to get down there this fall. I got to get. They live in South Central Florida, kind of close to where Dave's TV is. I got to get down there this fall, so maybe when I go down there, maybe I can let you know when I'm going to be there, and maybe we can do a little hookup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I'm digging it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can pretty much jump in with any of it. I mean, there's so many different beer guys that are doing stuff. There's so many different groups of guys doing stuff here, but everybody's pretty much welcome in for the most part, I think. So.
Oh yeah, any of those programs. I mean, like Sunday evenings, 8:00, like Bumpy does after dark beers. I brought two guys. I was hanging out online with some of the UK guys, and they're like, "Well, I got some Imperial stouts." I'm like, come on, man. Had Craig came over, Adam from Mercy Beers came over, and it's good. I don't know, fresh faces. That's what it is. Josh A gets all the beers. Listen to that. Those are lies right there. Lies.
But you should never feel like you can't jump. You should never feel like you can't jump in or anything either.
Well, it's not that I didn't feel like I couldn't jump in. I just felt like, these guys all knew each other, and I was the new kid in school, and nobody knew if they wanted to be my friend or not.
2 years ago, that was me. So I mean, you got to it's either you get your toes wet or you jump in.
See, I'm an extrovert, so I always want to find out who the new kid is. Like, who's that over there? Let's go find out.
And that too, we do like that. We do find YouTubers like the Drunken One's great about that. He's like, oh, check this guy out. He's only got 20 something subs. He's a review channel, or he's a home brewer, and links get put out. And yeah, we do pushes on stuff like that,
Yeah, I mean, I know he helped me out a lot, and he's the one that invited me to the Hangout app, whatever you call it, little chat. And it's like, I'll wake up in the morning and it's like, you have 3,400 missed friggin' Hangout chats. And I'm like, what? I don't have time to watch 3,400 missed messages.
Just skip to the front.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. I'm like, yeah, nope.
I remember that chat too. So it's like, I don't do that one as much now, but yeah. I'd have like emails in my thing, like all these different things. Like, why is everybody still talking? Like, is nobody sleeping?
I get up to go to work. I get up to go to work, and they're still hanging out. I'm like, you need to go to bed, dude.
Day jobs really get in the way of my beer stuff. I'll tell you.
The Drunken One finds reasons to not sleep. So, but I was like, this week I got to reach out to Alex. He sent me a couple messages, but I'm going to try to see him next week when I'm in New Jersey. So,
Alex, the beer master.
Yeah, he's been wanting to get together for like a couple years or so, and so I'm finally going to be back up there again. And if I get down to Baltimore, I want to see some people down there. But it's you meet people from all over the country. It's great when you get together to actually have a beer with them and stuff. So,
yeah. He's got a new brewery that just opened up like right down the road from him.
Yeah, where Alex lives is basically like 10 minutes from where my mom lives. So, so he's like
a good time to go see mom.
Yeah. So we're up there for her birthday this upcoming week and stuff like that. But yeah, he's right down from where she lives.
He ain't forgot.
Which he knows. Which he knows. So he's excited I'm actually coming back up there. So I did message him back this weekend. But he's pretty pumped up trying to get together. And
And I saw one of the breweries out in his town too. It might be the same one he was talking about. So it'll be nice. But I even told Wayne, like, we're trying to see about getting to Asheville at some point here, and he's right down in North Carolina to try to get together and stuff. So
Yo, Alex,
I think some good beer comes out of there.
oh yeah.
Alex hooked up with the legend Ronald J. Theriot, Louisiana Beer Reviews a little while ago.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Or you met it with Ron?
Yeah, Ron went up there to New York. I think they hooked up there.
He went to New York, really?
Oh yeah, he went and saw. No, he went to Alex's, and then he went to James Prima Donna, picked him up, and then they went to Kormaroff's. Michael Kormaroff's spot.
Okay. Yeah, Michael's up there.
Yeah, he went to Jersey to like I guess what I don't know exactly where Alex is in Jersey. I'd have to look it on the map. But he went from
South Jersey.
went from I think it's more southern, and then Jay went up north, picked up James, and then they shot off to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Long ass road trip for him.
Oh, he drove up. He didn't fly up.
He drove.
Wow.
Oh wow.
That's
He ate well up there, though.
Did he?
Yeah, he posted some pictures of the good food he was eating up there. My goodness.
Well, there's some food up there. Wonder if went to some of the diners and stuff. Diners are very popular up there too. They give you like huge portions of food.
The thing too is, I mean, when you drive and you see like, oh well, there's a beer surplus store. You just
that's the cool thing about driving, right? Yeah, you can always load up the car.
Load in the truck, and then we go to the next place.
That's just a heck of a drive from Louisiana up to New Jersey and New York.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But you know, my other buddy Eclectic, Alan, he drove from South Carolina last week. They went all the way up to Massachusetts, stopping at places for vacation. So
yeah, I saw that. I heard that.
Yeah, they hit some pretty good spots where they were just taking tours. They didn't get any beer, but they were doing tourist type stuff. But it was kind of cool. You got to go to DC, you go to Philly, you go to New York, you go to Boston, see all the different old history and stuff like that, Liberty Bell type things, Washington DC type things. So I mean, you got 3 kids in the car. It's not like you're going drinking on that trip anyway, really. But I was thinking about driving to New Jersey. My wife did. She was going to fly or whatever. And I was like, well, I was thinking about driving so I can put stuff in the car. But the thing is, when you fly, you're allowed to check beer in your checked luggage. Anything under 25 ABV, you can check as much as you want to check. And so when we fly up, we're actually flying up first class. I can take a whole bag, and I just fill it. If I can fill it with any of the beers I want, I'll put them in boxes and stuff like that, and use that to come back just for that. She was like, I might have to use some of your luggage. Not mine. Mine's for beer. You gotta decide what you need in your bags.
So I said too, like if you ever do fly out and if you don't want to hassle with that, or even, I mean, you could just ship that shit back.
Well, no, you can ship it, but if you get a free bag, it's easier. I mean, even if you check it and you're paying for the extra bag, it's like a $25 fee. Depending on how much you're shipping, it could cost you more anyway. So
by the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just came back from California a couple weeks ago, and my nephew sent a bunch of California beers with me, and I put them all in one suitcase. And when we were loading up the car the next morning, I'm like, man, this one bag weighs 100 pounds, and this other one weighs nothing. What's going on? I opened up, like, I put all the beer in one bag, so I had to, like, pull some out and put it in the other one, wrap a bunch of clothes around all the stuff so it didn't get damaged. But, yeah, it was free.
Yeah.
Free to ship it. Well, it's not free. I paid for, your ticket. You're paying for it. You might as well get all you can for the price, so just ship the beer in your luggage.
Yeah. I think the bag's like 50 something or whatever pounds they give you, but you have to balance it out. So like you see people sometimes going through their luggage, like trying to pull stuff out and put stuff in other bags, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think they cut me some slack because one of my bags was like 53 pounds, but they didn't say anything about it. They just, I think 50 is the cutoff though.
Yeah.
But
I just worry about when it comes back through, when they go through the random searches and stuff. Because, some of those baggage claim guys, they might not miss a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Pliny I see? Oh, I'm sure you won't miss out.
Pliny. That's what I needed to get while I was out there. I need Pliny the Elder because I have not had that.
I've never had it either, or the Younger, which I heard the Younger
Pliny
is
the
better than the
Younger.
Elder.
I've had Pliny the Younger, but I've not had Pliny the Elder, and I need to get it because that's like a legendary beer, and I need to get it, and you can't just buy that anywhere.
Yeah, no, you have to go for that one. So that was like when I finally did get Treehouse beers. They were sent to me, but yeah, you have to go to Treehouse to get those. But there's there's legendary beers. I mean, there's one like down in Florida, for instance, like for years people were talking about Cigar City and their High Life. And the High Life, when I got it, I was like, it's good, it's decent, it hits the style, but I've got other beers that taste just like this already. So that legendary status is sometimes out there because the beer have been doing it earlier. They were first on the scene. So many beers have caught up with them. Sometimes it loses it when you do get that beer. You're like, well, this is like so-and-so, right? So
Highlight was the first IPA that I actually liked.
Yeah.
So I haven't been.
I've actually got one in the fridge.
Maybe a year.
Yeah. Now I will say that Cigar City Maduro Brown, I do like that one.
I haven't. That's the one I haven't tried yet, but
Yeah.
I need to.
The high-low sucks.
Oh, high-low sucks. If you're on a diet and you want to drink a beer, don't buy that one.
That's not even a good diet beer.
Get the Mick Ultra instead.
Florida Man, he's a superhero.
Florida Man's a good beer. I've enjoyed that one.
He's a superhero.
Yeah.
You can't lose for 8.5% for $10 a 6-pack. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I like the one I did, the last review I did, the Big Nose. That one was pretty decent.
I got
from Gainesville.
Try that.
Was that an IPA?
From Swamphead.
Yeah, Swamphead.
Haven't tried that. I'm trying to get into some more of that. It's tough, man. I tried a lot of brewers from down here, and it's real hit or miss down here. I feel in my state.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like Florida should have more than they actually do, but I don't know. I don't know.
I can go 30 minutes down the way, and I could be at Civil Society and get a bunch of IPAs if I wanted to. But it's like I just want to go to a place and just have all IPAs, and I like stouts, and I don't know. I like variety. I try to keep that in the fridge. It's just like I don't get burnt out drinking too much of the same thing.
No, I definitely get that.
What's up?
What's up, Taylor, man?
Yeah, I had a beer when I was in Florida back in January. I don't remember which one it was, but it smelled like a flower and it tasted like a flower when I drank it. And I was like, I ordered it in the restaurant. I ordered a 32 ounce. I had to struggle to swallow half of that beer. I left half of it on the table. I couldn't drink it because it actually tasted like a flower.
You like beer for breakfast and just
Florida beer.
pour it out?
No, I didn't pour it out. I just left it in the glass.
They make beers with like hibiscus and stuff down here that gives you like that rose petally floral type of thing, and
it tasted just like it smelled, like I was drinking a flower. And I was like, yeah, not like white powdery flour like you cook with, but like a flower like that's beautiful and you smell it like, it smells like a beautiful flower, but I don't want to taste that in a beer. It was very floral. I didn't like it.
Yeah, there's styles of floral presence for sure that you get. It's funny. I mentioned I haven't been beer shopping in a while. I was just looking at one of my spots here, and like Miscellaneous knows and Wayne probably knows. I got spots around here where you get great deals on beer. So they got like Alaskan, who does great beers, Strawberry Haze IPA, $3.99 for a 6-pack.
That's not bad.
No, it's really good.
Not at all. $3.99. I would probably be scratching my head like, $3.99.
You got like whatever. Go ahead.
You get a 6-pack out of ABC, and you're like picking, and it's like $30 for a 6-pack.
Well, it's like Brian's drinking Yingling, and they got the Yingling Premium or Premium Light, either one. 24-pack cans, $9.99.
24-pack for $9.99.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I'm overpaying. I'm telling you, I paid twice that much.
I don't know. Florida, you're going to pay twice that much.
Yeah. I'm just in a lucky spot. But every time I go there, it's like you're always finding. You ever watch my Jungle Gyms video on my channel? You'll see what I'm talking about. It's just crazy.
Wow.
Jungle Gyms is like a place where you can buy beer, right?
Yeah, it's like an international market, but they got a huge beer selection, cigars, wines,
Wow.
foods from all around the world. They got a hot sauce section that's bigger than probably a good amount of people's offices. Just hot sauces.
Ah.
And you see people just there staring, like not knowing which one to get. It's like I don't even know which one I want to choose right now. You know?
Close your eyes and grab it.
Right. And here in Ohio,
like that with beer. Just close your eyes and grab them.
The cool thing too in Ohio, like the stores can actually serve beer and stuff there as well. So Jungle Gyms also has like about 20 taps, so you can actually drink while you're shopping and stuff. Some people just go there just to drink, you know, relax. But they put like cup holders in your cart, so you're able to walk around, enjoy a beer. And
That's
now some of our other places I started doing that here in Kentucky and Ohio. Like our Kroger is out of Cincinnati, and over in the Ohio side, they have taps in the Kroger in a couple of their locations. And people will just, you know, if you go husband and wife, usually the husband's sitting there drinking beer while the wife's shopping or something. You know,
that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
because I hate grocery shopping.
Yeah.
I got to go tomorrow.
Yeah. But if you guys ever want to try to go to an Oktoberfest, but you can't get over to Munich, Cincinnati has the second biggest Oktoberfest in the world. So
I'm gonna book my tickets.
Yeah.
Now
we have a blast. It is last one we went to was 2019, I guess, because of COVID, right? So, and I watched Joey Chestnut devour like sausage because he comes from the sausage eating contest. You know, Joey Chestnut, the hot dog eating guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
It's nothing until you see it in real life. Like he did like 68 sausages in 12 minutes, and it's just like they got him on the big screen, and you're like, how do you even do? Like you can't envision it. You're actually watching them crush these things.
And when the dude's done eating that many, he stands up. He doesn't even have a pooch belly. I mean,
he finished
5 bites of a sandwich. I stand up. I look like I'm 12 months pregnant. I don't know what's going on.
He finished them and then grabbed a beer afterwards because it was Oktoberfest. It's like, so you know,
this is good to know because I need to go to a good Oktoberfest, and now there's an airport right there in CVG.
Yeah. The Oktoberfest here, we get about 500,000 people in through like that weekend or whatever. But outside of Munich, we were the first American city to have a Hofbrauhaus because the family from over in Germany, Cincinnati has a big German influx, and so they were actually here. We're able to get permission to build a Hofbrauhaus here. Now you see them in a few other states, but yeah. We got a big German influx. We have a place called Main Strauss where you always have like different little German eateries and stuff like that, and the beer.
Oh, I would love to get that.
Yeah. Cincinnati is a very easy city to get fat in, I'll tell you that. So
I have no problem.
The mascot around city are like pigs. He's like these different kind of pigs that are kind of dressed up and designed, and it's like, yeah, they're all about eating pork, beef, all kinds of stuff here. So they like, you know, so many restaurants that use like duck fat now for the grease on like duck fat fries. Never heard of that until they started having that stuff here. Like, didn't know that was a thing, but they are so damn good. If you ever get a chance to get duck fat fries,
they used lard instead of oil.
Yeah.
It's good. Tastes good. Bad for you.
Yes. Everything that tastes good is always bad for you. How's that always work out, right? Like,
you only live once.
Yeah. It's so good. Like deep fried Twinkies. So good. It's so good.
Oh my God. Heck yeah.
First time I had one of those was in Vegas. I'm like, this really is good. I'd always heard about it, never had it. And then I had the deep fried Oreos. Oh my God. It's like, forget about it.
Yeah.
You can fry anything.
When the fair comes through.
Yeah.
Maybe they have some new stuff this year. You never know.
Yeah, right? Yeah. funnel cake is so 80s. Let's get some of the deep fried stuff going.
Funnel cake's
I
good
love
if
the
it's
80s.
done right.
Yeah.
I'm down with the Oreo cookies.
Yeah.
Wayne, you're being quiet, bud.
I'm just listening here.
Just listening. Okay. This is for you, buddy. Tomorrow night, I'm gonna unbox it.
Did you put it up on you put it on your channel already, Dave? Like you set this up?
I did a little short video.
Okay.
I just filmed it sitting on the chair in the man cave. So
yeah, you
put
a teaser out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to mention with you guys being a little bit newer, if you guys are doing shorts for your channels, because that's one thing that can really get Excel for people to notice your stuff. Those are really grabbing hold out there. Like so many views are coming in off of shorts, and like I told someone, have you guys all made shorts and stuff for your channel?
I just did the one today. That's the first time I ever did it.
Yeah, just because I told some people they tried to do them, they were doing them wrong. So you got to make sure you do it vertical. So most people use their phone and under 60 seconds. But if you put the YouTube app on your phone, you can just go in there now and hit for a short. It'll initially show 15, but you can make it 60 if you want, up to 60. You can't do anything to really change the thumbnail because it's automatic with that. And remember to put like the hashtag shorts in the title and stuff. But you see like views jump up like crazy, and that really gets you accelerated into people finding your channel. So I tell everybody, if you're not making shorts for your channel, you're missing opportunities there.
I'm
good for
learning
analytics. I mean, it's short, like attention, when you see like how long they're looking. If you have a shorter video, most people are going to sit there and watch it for the whole time, other than something that's 20 minutes long, 3 minutes in. They're like, you know what? I'm not going to watch this anymore. And it does little, like he's saying, those shorts, little things like that can boost you up or use it to like promote a video. Yeah. I got an unboxing going. Here's the box, things like that.
Like if you haven't made a trailer for your channel, make a trailer and make it a shorts, and then put that on your YouTube page. For first time people come there, it'll show your trailer automatically when they show up. But it's a quick way to do something like that. And as long as if it catches fire, you title it the right way, trailers, Dave's TV, however you want to do it here, why you should be watching Dave's TV, hashtag shorts. Right. Bam, it takes off. It gets into the algorithm, and that's what boosts your channel up to get more of the stuff coming.
Yeah, I'm learning all this stuff. It's like I'm like, oh yeah, I should have done this. I should have done that. But
and you all learn it in time. It just comes in time. But that's like when people ask stuff and I help them, I was like, I try to give you the shortcuts earlier if I can. So you have to.
Cool. It's a day-by-day thing too, man. There's always new stuff, different angles. People are working it this way compared to working it that. The analytics and stuff is crazy. If you can watch it and really pay attention to what's clicking for your channel and what's not, you can focus on the direction more than.
Well, I got to say this. Dave's got an awesome intro.
Yes, he does.
Nice.
By Brian and Matt. I love the whole thing, but Matt's voice just kills it.
His voice is perfect. He's a perfect voiceover artist.
Oh my God, he is.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, I had just come back from vacation and I had this email from Matt from Legit Brew Reviews. And he told me, he said, hey, here's a audio file. He said, I wanted to help Dave out on his channel. I see he's just getting started. So if you could just throw some video behind this audio and send it over to him, I'd appreciate it. So I listened to it. And when I listened to his audio, I was like, man, that's like an awesome an awesome audio intro. What can I add visually to that to make it nice? And the fact that your channel is called Dave's TV, I had that TV video thing that I was able to put there, and I said, okay, so he's a jarhead and he's a beer drinker, so I threw a bunch, and he's a gator, so I threw a bunch of jarhead and gator and beer pictures in there. And I thought, when I watched it back, I thought, okay, this, for a spur of the moment thing, this is like awesome. I loved it. And then the first time I watched one of your videos where you put it in there, I thought, this is nice. I like it.
I love it. I love it.
He drew the man cave out of you, because you had mentioned that. you mentioned that, and you're like your first video. I'll be doing my videos from my man cave, and he commented on your video. He
did.
He said Dave from his man cave has a nice ring to it, and then he just came up with the audio for the intro, and I'm like, that sounds nice. I gotta do him good. I gotta give him a little, and it's Dave's TV. So I threw a bunch of TVs on the intro, and I thought it turned out nice.
Nice.
My wife was like, "What are you doing?" I showed it to her, and she's like, "Oh, that's really neat." And I kept playing it, and I'm playing it. She's like, "You're like a little kid." I'm like, "Because it sounds cool."
That intro is really sweet.
Yeah, she said that was really nice of Brian and Matt to do that. She loves watching Matt and Trevor because they put some comedy in there when they do their reviews, so it's pretty cool.
And they do more than just beer reviews too. They do other things, and they do theirs in a season. So they have a season that they do stuff, and then that season's over. They take a little break, and they do another season. So their season 5 is coming up, and I'm really looking forward to watching the other stuff that they got coming out.
Yeah, I want to get that Dirty Little Freak to them. So I guess I have to try the bottles, and if I can't find the cans.
I have not, to be honest, I've never seen that product in a can.
Really?
The Sweet Baby Jesus, I've never seen that in a can.
Yeah, I've had that one.
I want to say that I had it in the can, and that's like one of my top 3.
At least down here
of all time.
I don't know. I've had DuClaw's one of those ones, man. It's been real hit or miss. Some of their stuff they do really well, and some of their stuff I'm just like, it's all right.
Dirty Little Freak, obviously the name caught my eye. My wife's like, yeah, I know why you picked that. And she's like, you said that way too many times in your video.
Yeah.
Nope, not enough times.
Not enough times. There's some.
But it was actually a pretty good brown ale.
That's good. God. So I see all your Gator stuff. I'm not going to ask you too much because we're on live. That's more the area you're towards, Dave? As I see all your memory, you're more towards that area in Florida?
No. See, I live in Sebring, and it's like south.
Okay.
South. You know where Polk County is?
Uh-huh.
I'm the county south.
Yeah, I'm in Martin County. I'm like between St. Lucie County and West Palm.
Yeah, I'm in Highlands County. So
right.
the next county south of Polk County.
All right.
And my sister and brother-in-law, they live over in Okeechobee County, which is the next county to the east of us.
And I'm not a Gator, but I happen to be wearing. Oh, you can't see my shorts; they're blue. I was wearing Gator paraphernalia all day today. My wife.
What?
I'm a U fan.
My wife. Well, my wife made me go clothes shopping after 20 years. She said it's time. She
finally got it right.
Hey, where's my koozie? My koozie didn't make. Oh, here it is. Here we go. This is my koozie. Why aren't I drinking out of this? Oh, because I'm drinking out of a glass. Will it fit in there? Yeah, that looks nice.
There you go.
That looks nice.
It's okay.
The possible new home for Oklahoma and Texas SEC.
I know, man. What, in 2023 or 24 or something like that?
Well, if you want to be somebody, you got to be in the SEC.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree.
It matters, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping we finally get to play FSU this year, and I'm hoping we annihilate them.
Yeah,
I get tired of hearing who's the national champ of Florida.
I mean, the Gators and the Seminoles will be a good one. It's not, but
what is it?
Miami.
Was it wide left or
depending on what year? Yeah, that was Miami and Florida State, wide left, wide right.
Yeah,
those years in the '90s.
Oh wow.
Following the Seminoles, but Hurricanes kept pulling it out, vibe out, and
back in the mid to late '80s, Miami dominated. Man, it was. I think that's when the Rock played or something.
Good time for the U.
Yeah. They're rebuilding right now.
If you ever watch If you ever watch
You didn't do that good, Brian.
I got a U hat up in the closet.
You ever watched the 30 for 30 on ESPN about the U?
We had
in the 80s.
We
There's
stocked
so
the
much about
NFL
that
with
game.
some of the greatest players to ever grace the field. And
Well,
they're done now. There's no more. I mean,
Yes.
our dynasty teams are all those players are retired. Your Ed Reeds, your Ray Lewis's, all those guys are. It was great to see them disperse and do great things.
That's like The Rock. The Rock played for Miami.
Well,
Yeah,
the greatest running back of all time, the great Sweetness, Walter Payton, his son played for the U. But that's a hard life to live because when your dad is the greatest.
Oh my gosh!
I'd have
85 Bears, man.
I'd have Barry Sanders over Peyton. And he played
Walter
for Oklahoma
Payton is
State.
the greatest, I'm telling you. He was just poetry in motion. And I'm not taking anything away from Barry Sanders because he was phenomenal. But
he
for
retired
me,
way too early.
For me, Sweetness was the
But he was in
greatest.
Detroit, so
Yeah. You got a point.
As they inducted Calvin Johnson today, who also retired too early because he was in Detroit. So
Yeah, it's a rough life in Detroit, man. You only play a few years and you're out of there, man. Jeez.
Put up Hall of Fame numbers though. So
yeah.
If you're going to talk running backs, you can't leave out Emmitt Smith. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the
Emmitt
all-time
Smith,
rusher
yeah.
for
Yeah, but
Florida.
The
His,
Cowboys were
for me
awesome,
is-
and that's what happened. Jimmy Johnson left the U to go coach them.
Emmitt for me is kind of a benefit of having the best probably offensive line we've seen. I feel like if I took Barry Sanders, put him behind Emmitt Smith's line, where would that record book be? Because Barry Sanders had no line. Really,
yeah, but
he
you know
was.
what? That was what's phenomenal about Barry Sanders. He didn't
Exactly.
have a line.
He didn't
still
have a
made it
line.
work.
But if he
made it
did
work.
have a line,
yeah,
he would have blown the record book up. I think.
I remember watching Emmitt Smith at Florida. Man, he was a beast.
Emmitt's top though. He's a good runner. Yeah.
Emmitt
on the
Smith, I
defense
got to
side,
throw
Lewis
this out
Oliver.
there. I got to throw this out there because Emmitt Smith graduated high school the same year I did. And I played football in Lake Placid, Florida. And Emmitt Smith was on the radar, the statewide radar. We heard about him in our little meetings before every game. We weren't playing his team, but we heard about Emmitt Smith. He was just a phenomenal guy. And I'm not a Gator fan, but whatever. He's great. I don't care. I don't like your team, but you can have a great player, and I recognize that. But what pisses me off is so my wife is a Cowboy fan. I don't know why. She's just maybe missing the part.
What
of the
in the
brain.
world is wrong with?
I don't know. She's missing that part of the brain that's got like common sense or something. So she liked the Cowboys, but Emmitt Smith was a franchise player. He was a Cowboy for his career.
Oh yeah, his whole career.
Then the end of his career, the Cowboys said, "You know what, Emmitt, we don't need you anymore." So they freaking trade him off to the Cardinals, and he ends his career there. But then Dallas decides, "Okay, we'll sign you to like a one-day contract so you can retire as a Cowboy." And I'm like, you know what? You let him go. If I was Emmitt, I would have said, "Here's the middle finger, take it," because I'm going to retire as a Cardinal, not as a Cowboy, because he devoted his whole working life to that team, and then they traded him off at the end. You know what I mean? That bothers me.
But
I don't like it.
Well, it gets to the point
that's the NFL.
Should you retire or should you move on?
The NFL is a business, and it was
Are
a
you a
business decision. I mean, Joe Montana, same way, went to Kansas City.
Exactly.
Peyton went to Denver, longtime Colts. I mean, it just happens. These players, they always feel like they have more juice in the tank than someone might think they have from that perspective. And
Peyton did.
I know what you're saying.
Though. He pulled one out there at Denver.
Yeah, but that's
horrible first season that he had there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're at the Super Bowl. I'm just gonna throw it to the other team the whole game."
Yeah, that Super Bowl that he went out there was all more about the defense they had than Peyton being quarterback that year. Yeah, when they beat Carolina, that was just That wasn't a Peyton year. That was more everybody around Peyton. Like prop him up like Weekend at Bernie's. Which I was a huge Carolina fan, so I was pulling for Carolina then.
Yeah,
but they both had pretty good defenses in that Super
Cam, they were good. They had what was it? It was Cam and that other guy. They were all
Steve Smith.
They were all, and the other guy, what's Norman?
Oh, Josh, I don't think Josh Norman wasn't there yet in the Super Bowl. Not when Cam was he when they played against Denver? I don't think Josh Norman was there yet.
I don't know, but they were. It was the year they went, and then they lost to the Patriots, and then it was like their whole team just fell apart. They're like, well, you know what? Nope.
I remember
that was the year with the baseball bat incident.
Well, I remember one of their years where Steven Smith beat up, I think it was Steven Davis, the running back. They got to fight at training camp. And I was like, when does a wide receiver beat up a running back? Like, that never happens. Steve Smith was always feisty.
Wow.
But I think Emmett was definitely one of the top. But if you look at the history of running backs, like for me, you know, I'd have to have Sanders. I'd have to have Jim Brown. I would have Walter Payton there. I'd have Gale Sayers. Possibly Smith, but then there's also I was trying to think of the one guy, Jim Thorpe, who had an era where he was a great back.
Willis McGahee.
There. Well, yeah. Well, I would put McGahee in the top.
McGahee was good, dude, until he broke his shit, and then he was.
Well, that's how Gale
Sayers. That was a bad injury,
Gale Sayers was
man.
destined for greatness till he broke that leg. I mean,
yeah. I feel like Emmett was like the next coming of, like, say, a Franco Harris type running back. You know. He was definitely like that workload.
I will say this: the '95 Cowboys, that team was stacked.
Yeah.
Rod, you, me, and Wayne's beer delivery are probably the only ones old enough on this screen to remember the Immaculate Reception.
Oh, yeah.
Live on TV. Phenomenal. Because I'll tell you what, if you were alive in the 70s, you might have had your team, but there was two teams. You rooted for one or the other. It was either the Cowboys or the Steelers. Because in the 70s, that was the dynasty. You rooted for your team and one of those two teams. And for me, it was the Steelers.
Yeah.
I love the Immaculate Reception. When I watched that, you know, it used to be years ago, ESPN before every Super Bowl would replay every single Super Bowl and you could watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I still love watching the Immaculate Reception because it's just like, it's poetry in motion, the way that happened. I mean.
Yeah. Well, you think about the Steelers in the 70s, had it been another era, the Raiders might have won more Super Bowls than that because the Raiders were that second team out there in the AFC that were like wreaking havoc under John Madden. But the Steelers are always in their way.
I got to throw this in. This was not in the 70s, but the Buccaneers, my team, did beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl.
Well, it was like John Gruden's new team versus his old team. But the Raiders should have won the year before if it wasn't for the Tom Brady gate or whatever up there, right? Whether he threw it or not. You know, was it a fumble or was it an incomplete pass?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a good old Dolphins fan, so I'm hoping.
Still got the undefeated season and the Super Bowl. It's been a while though.
That was definitely in the 70s.
Yeah.
Had a great quarterback, but he never went to the Super Bowl. Damn.
Well, look, by the end of his career, he looked like
Marino went rookie year. He went rookie year.
They had no run game.
Well,
it was Marino dropping back, and it's like it's going to go or is it not going to go?
Yeah.
By the end of Marino's career, he looked like a robot because he had freaking braces on his legs and his elbows because he didn't have nobody to protect him. He was buying those isotoner gloves for his linemen, and they weren't reciprocating. I'm telling you,
they weren't, man.
There's a reason he had that quick release, right? He learned to get that quick ball out of there fast.
Because he saw those big defensive linemen coming after him.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
one of the
it is
guys.
what it is.
That's one of the guys I always rooted. Wish he would have got a Super Bowl win. You know, he was always a solid
Yeah.
player and got there his rookie year. Never got back ever since.
Well, it's Ray Finkel's problem because he freaking didn't have the laces out.
Drop a little Ace Ventura. Yeah.
We'll see what Tua does this year. He didn't look too bad last year, but he didn't. I think his injury from college has still kind of got him gun shy
Well,
a
I take
little
a hit
bit.
like that, yeah. What did Miami have like 7 draft picks or something like in the first 2 or 3 rounds this year or something? Or
Yeah, they got
Wouldn't
from Alabama. They what's that receiver's name? I've already forgot, but that cat is awesome.
Yeah.
From Alabama, so got
Did
a
he
decent run. They got a couple of decent running backs. So
did he play with Tua at Alabama as well?
oh yeah,
So that'll help for connecting then. Yeah.
yeah, that guy stuck around for the following year, and Tua got drafted the year before he did. So
Okay. Yeah, I forgot the guy's name. He actually won the Heisman, the guy you're talking about, right?
yeah,
Shorter guy, yeah.
I don't think Alabama's been thinking about a coaching change for when 2 things are going to happen. Either old boy's going to retire or he's going to die because he's old. They don't have anybody in the
Nick
pipe.
Saban's not going anywhere, dude.
Yeah, well,
Nah.
I mean, what happens though when he does?
He's
When
They
either he
probably
dies
got
or retires,
assistant.
who do they got to replace him? Because all the coaches that have been waiting in the wings, they've like, well, this
it'll
ain't
be
gonna happen.
the
So
end
they
of
go somewhere
Alabama's
else.
dynasty.
They
That's
go
what'll
somewhere
happen.
else. I think
It
once
will.
Saban is gone, I think that the Alabama dynasty is over for at least 10 years. That's what I. They don't have.
Clemson's usually always seems to get their card every other year.
Well, Clemson is a major player, and I think once Alabama goes down, once Saban leaves, I think Clemson's going to be the one to take their place. To be honest,
Florida
Sweetie's-
plays them in the 3rd game this year, and I am like a little nervous. I wanted to get a couple more games in there for
Well, every team gets the 2 cupcakes. After that, it's play
Because
ball.
last year, I'm telling you, I thought we were going to win that game because Kyle Trask played his tail off that game.
Nick
And then we
Saban,
played the Oklahoma game.
I don't know what he's doing.
And everybody stood out for that game because they were going into the NFL, and I can't stand that. If you're committed to a team, you're committed to a team.
He's like the Bill Belichick of college football. I mean,
He is, without a doubt.
I mean, there's who else could you even compare him to with all that many wins in that period of time?
You talking about Saban or Sweeney?
Saban.
Saban.
Yeah, he's like the Belichick. Like when Bill Belichick did New England when they were peaking, they hit all those games, and they've been there all those years in a row. It's like that's what Nick Saban is to Alabama.
Of course, now Brady says, "I won one without you, Bill." What do you think about that?
Exactly.
And then people say, "Well, maybe it was Tom."
no, he's going to win too. Because he got a 2-year deal with the Bucks. He's going to win too.
Oh, he's not
Hey,
retired.
you know what?
The way the
you know
rules
what's
are
good
now,
about
they can't
that?
even touch him.
What's good about that? He's got a great quarterback behind him, Kyle Trask. If he can learn from him, that Tampa's going to be good for a while. I mean, because Kyle, he didn't have a whole lot of time playing in at college because he was a backup. But he was a backup in high school, and he got recruited to college and ended up being one of the greatest quarterbacks since Tebow. And it's weird because he was a backup quarterback. He was a backup last year.
Well,
when,
Tebow's going to be a great
what's his name?
receiver for the Jaguars.
Yeah, I'm going to say I wonder how that's going to go with Urban Meyer and
That'd be
Tebow back
interesting.
in that.
A lot of quarterbacks turn into be great wide receivers.
Oh yeah,
Not a big fan.
Yeah, but he's like 32 now. He should have been a tight end.
He's
when
old,
he came
but I'll
out.
tell you what, I've seen pictures of him. That dude is still in shape. You want to know, like Herschel Walker? Herschel Walker's older than I am. Okay, I'm 52. Herschel Walker's older than me. That dude's an MMA fighter now. I mean, that dude is in impeccable shape. And I mean, and I got to throw this out there because I know Herschel Walker's watching, right? when he played for the Dallas Cowboys, this is probably in the mid '90s.
Before the
I lived in
Minnesota.
Miami at the time. We went to Miami, played the Cowboys, and the Cowboys won. And it doesn't matter what city you go to, whatever city you're in, and a team comes to that city to play. There are fans in that city of the visiting team. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Every
So
time.
after the game was over and the Cowboys won, there was a crowd of local Cowboy favorites, and my nephew was one of them. He wanted to see the Cowboys, so we went and we hung out by the buses. There was 2 buses. There was the offensive bus and the defensive bus, and it had like these, a fence around it, so you couldn't get close, but you could stand there. And so, like these players, they all come after the game, and every single one of them got on the bus and stayed on the bus, except for one player, Herschel Walker. He said, he came out, he said, let me put my stuff down in the bus, I'll come out. He's the only one who came off the bus. He took pictures with his fans. He signed autographs. He did what the other players should have done, because you got these people out here for a reason. They're fans of you, and you just hide on the bus. I hated the Cowboys. I hated them, but I'm like, you know what? I love Herschel Walker, because Herschel Walker is like a famous celebrity who didn't let it go to his head. He still stayed in contact with the people who put him where he's at. He came out and he interacted with his fans. And it wasn't asking for too much for those other people to come out and sign a couple autographs or take some pictures. But Herschel's the only one that did it. And I'll tell you what, he's an awesome man, because to be older than me and do what he does, he's still awesome.
Yeah, Herschel seems like he's a great guy.
Maybe he knew he was being traded to, maybe he knew he was getting traded to Minnesota, so I figured I better do it now.
To go from Miami to Minnesota is like the ultimate, horrible thing to do.
I got a good one for you guys. Sports question. So who's the only person in the NFL to win a Super Bowl and coach a winning Super Bowl team?
To win a Super Bowl and coach a Super Bowl winning team?
Mm.
Is it still a coach now or a coach previously?
No,
okay.
Tom Landry.
No, I think it's Mike Ditka.
Tony Dungy.
Tony
Yeah,
Dungy
but
used to
Tony was
coach the
defensive back.
Bucks.
He was a defensive back for can't think of who it is now. Was it the Steelers he won with? Who was Dungy with? Do you remember?
Remember offhand? I just remember hearing that at trivia.
Yeah, Ditka was with the Bears, and he was another one. He was coaching them when they won their Super Bowl.
The only person to play and win a Super Bowl and coach a winning Super Bowl team.
Wow.
I like Dungy when he coached the Bucks. He was a good coach.
He built that team, man.
Yeah.
Right, and they won a Super Bowl after the year after he left.
Yeah, that was pretty much like he built that team.
Yeah.
That's when Gruden switched over, but he ended up getting it back when he won in Indy. So
yeah.
But it's funny. He said Warren Sapp when they won it for Tampa Bay. First place Warren Sapp went to was Tony's house.
Yeah.
To congratulate and thank him for what he had done and share the trophy with him and stuff, because he was like, he was under Tony for so long in Tampa Bay, so he felt like when he won, like really it was Tony that led him that way. But you mentioned Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker was one bad running back in college. I mean, he would definitely be one of the top running backs from college. Someone like him and Bo Jackson, OJ, those guys kind of stood up at a higher level versus some of the other college running backs you saw.
Yeah, there's just some great players who don't really get
recognition.
Noticed. They don't get noticed. Like, for instance, okay, I'm a Buccaneers fan. I live in Atlanta area. So, Brett Favre, drafted by the Falcons.
Rookie year.
Drafted by
the Falcons. didn't.
I have that
do
card
squat.
actually.
He did not do squat here. He didn't fit in with the program. So they traded him off to Green Bay, and look what happened.
I know, right?
Turned into a phenomenal quarterback. It just some people, even though they're great,
but then
they
Matt
just
Flynn
don't
came
fit
out in one
where
game
they're
and
at.
smashed like 6 of his records.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how that works out, you know.
Yeah,
I'm a Packers fan, to be honest with you, and that's God.
Well, I remember where Green Bay was until Reggie White came there, because
Reggie White, man,
Green Bay was like the Siberia of the NFL, and they got Reggie to come there. Reggie was able to recruit other players to come there and started turning that team around and stuff.
I was in the Cleveland airport, and I'm just sitting there waiting to get on my flight, and this father and son come running the corner, and they're all excited. They're like, screaming to the wife. It's like, oh my God, we just saw Reggie White, whatever. And I'm like, well, I'd like to go see Reggie White, but I'm getting ready to catch my flight. It's boarding. Yeah. And I'm telling you what, I'm standing kind of close to the, I don't know, it's not the aisle, what you call it, the main walkway, like in the airport. And like everybody's like this tall. And I glance over, and Reggie White was like head and shoulders taller than everybody. And when he walked by, my eyes are locked to his as he's walking by. He's like, hey, man, how you doing? And I'm like, oh, my God, Reggie White talked to me. And I was like a little kid because that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? And then sadly, he passed away like not long after that because he had like sleep apnea or something. He freaking passed away. And I'm like, man, it's nice when, I'll tell you what, I told you, I'm a Buccaneers fan. I was 33 years old in the Atlanta airport, and I met Doug Williams. Do you guys know who Doug Williams is?
Oh yeah, yeah, of course.
So he was the quarterback for the Bucs when I was a kid. He was the quarterback for the Bucs, and I met him. I got his autograph. When he handed me my program back after he signed it, I stopped and he tripped over me. Right, that's my greatest memory from being 11 years old. And
oh yeah,
remember these old refrigerator magnets?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I used to collect.
I still got a bunch of these.
That's Bucko Bruce, baby. Well, I'm sad that, Doug Williams did not get a ring with the Buccaneers. He had to go to the Redskins, and then he got a Super Bowl ring with the Redskins. But when I met him at 33 years old, I saw him. I recognized him immediately, and I said, Doug Williams, God, I've been a fan since 1977. He stopped and talked to me for 10 minutes in the airport, and I'm like, I'm just a babbling little kid, even though I'm 33 at the time. I'm just like, because when he shook my hands, I felt like I was like me shaking hands with a kindergartner. My hand was so tiny. Yeah. And his hand was like 10 times the size of mine. I mean, he had a freaking huge meat hook, and he's like talking to me, and I'm telling him how, I got his autograph when I was 11, and he tripped over me when he handed me the program back and all this other stuff. And I don't know how. This is still a mystery to me, but so there was like 10 Delta flight attendants. These female flight attendants came walking by, and they're like, oh, Doug Williams. And he's like, hey, man, I'd love to talk, but I got to go. And he went and talked to them, and I'm like, how did they know who he was? I mean, that's my idol. What are they doing stealing it from me? But you know what? I had 10 minutes with him, and it was the awesomest thing ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, he always seemed to be a class act there. So,
guys,
but as a kid, you talk about Buccaneers. Leroy Selman and Jimmy.
Oh, Leroy Selman, he's an original Buccaneer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut out. I'm gonna go watch the fights. The pay-per-view just started. So thanks for having me, Brian. Always a pleasure to see you, Rod. Nice to meet you, Dave. And
yes, sir. Thank you.
I didn't catch your name. You're on the tube, right?
Oh, that's Wayne. Yeah, Wayne's Beer Delivery.
Wayne's Beer Delivery. All right, cool. I'm gonna go. I'll go sub you up right now, man. Nice hanging with you. Always a pleasure to meet new people. It's a big, wide beer world out there.
Thanks.
Cheers, guys.
All right, man. Catch you later, Miss Lady.
Yeah. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, when I become a famous YouTuber, I'm going to interact with my fans. I'm not going to ignore anybody.
Me too, man.
I always dream that I'm going to be walking in public and somebody's going to be coming up, hey, aren't you Brian the Beer Snob? I'm like, shh.
Me as well.
I don't want the crowd. I'm on vacation.
It's funny, you mentioned that. So I was here locally. I went to one of the Subways like 2 years ago or whatever to order like a Subway sandwich with me and the wife for dinner or whatever. And I was in line ordering a Subway, and somebody from behind me asked, what beer are you reviewing next? And I like turn around like, excuse me? He's like, you do the YouTube channel, Rajay Beer Ventures, right? Like I watch your channel all the time. And I'm like, really? Like I had nothing on that said anything about beer or anything. He recognized me. And it's one of those weird things. So it will happen at some point, just to let you know, Brian. So and at some point people will recognize you. But the first time it happens, it kind of just throws you off. But now I go to some of the different breweries and they say, I watch your stuff. It's like it just kind of you become used to it. But you never forget that first time when someone recognizes you. You don't know who they are, but they like watch your channel, and it's like,
I'm still looking forward to
it. And that's what makes it fun. I tell people that watch is what makes it fun doing the channel. So
it's like my 80-year-old aunt. She's like, "What's this Dave's TV channel?" I'm like, dang, man. Okay, my 80-year-old aunt has watched me on YouTube.
Yeah.
He says, you should come review this still I got in the garage.
I know, right? and then my cousins, he comes up to me and goes, dude, you got some of the driest humor, but my God, me and my wife laughed our ass off watching your videos.
Dry humor is my specialty.
I was like, especially they love the dirty little freak. When I picked the bottle up and I said, "Dirty little freak." Well, I like this beer already. So it was like funny to them. I'm like, okay, wasn't meant to be, but
I gotta try it though. It sounds magnificent.
I liked it, man.
It's a good brown. It's a good brown ale.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I haven't had a whole lot of brown ales, but that one was good. So. And it's got coconut in it, but it's not overbearing or anything. So
I feel like it's a style we could have more beers of that we just don't have enough of that style. But
yeah,
that nuttiness I like.
Yeah, there was a Rogue hazelnut brown ale, I think, and I thought that was fantastic. Some reviewers are like, well, there's not a whole lot you can do with brown ales, and kind of everything that can be done has already been done. But I'm like, I like brown ales. I haven't tasted a bad one yet. I think they're nice.
No, I've had some that were like a fudge brownie with like, pecan on it or something like that. And I've had some that are just like
that actually sounds
a nutty brown coffee. It's just different stuff you can do with it. I mean, that's the whole thing about making beers is just like cooking. It's all about experimenting, coming up with different flavors and ideas. And you can have 100 lasagnas, and all of them may have something different on them. And that's just how, just like brewing, it's just something a little bit different there.
Yeah.
Yeah, my experience of brewing beer is the Mr. Beer maker. Other than that, yeah, I made those.
Mr. Beer.
I've got 2 of those here. Yeah. I've brewed using those, and I got away and started using them just to ferment in. But I've done the extract type brewing and stuff with other stuff. And there's a good amount of brewers now that started out with Mr. Beer. And I'll tell you, they share stories like my first thing was Mr. Beer. So don't knock it.
The problem with it here in Florida, it's so freaking hot and trying to keep it cool, to a certain I had to keep the AC down at like 60 degrees in the house. And in a cooler, I put it in a cooler to, to get it to ferment because you don't want to, and everything's got to be super clean. I mean, like super clean.
Yeah.
So, because you don't want to mess up the taste. But the only thing I didn't like about it is when you put the sugar cubes in to make the carbonation, it's really not that carbonated from doing that. If you had like a carbonation machine where you could do that, it would have been really great. But it's kind of flat, not flat, but it just didn't have that real carbonated.
Were you using
carbonation in it?
Were you using the Cooper's sugar cubes, or was it somebody?
Whatever came with it.
Okay, so they do that now because initially when I got it, I actually put sugar in myself for the Mr. Beer stuff, but Cooper's does like sugar cubes. You can drop them in the bottle now, and the thing is, you got to like turn it like 3 or 4 times before you put it there to ferment.
Yeah,
that gets agitated.
They look like little jelly bean like sugar cubes, but they were like little jelly beans, and you drop them in there. But that's all it said to do. So
Yeah.
But the flavor was good, no doubt. I have where I used to live, I had my neighbor was from the UK, and I gave him one of them. These guys love drinking beer. And he's like, man, this is really good. And I'm like, I made it, dude. He's like, he goes, get the fuck out of there. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I made it.
Yeah.
Mr. Beer helped me, but I made it.
Yeah, I used to have a
long process there.
I used to have a guy I worked with who was like my tester. So I'd make different batches and I'd bring one in from the test, and other people in the office would get me like, why does Phil get to taste your beer all the time? How come nobody else gets to taste like, well, he's just used to it. I know what his palate's like, and he's so I started bringing it from other people, and they were like, when are you brewing more beer again? It's just like, I don't got time to do all this stuff. So
it takes a long time,
but it's fun. It's fun. It's a nice hobby, and it's nice to say you made something like that. And just like if you're cooking, like people are enjoying it.
Yeah. Well, I'm seeing on Instagram where you can buy like from the actual brewery, but it's like it's so tall, like it's like a starter kit where you can have your own brewery at your house.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty neat, but I just don't have the time. I barely have time to do beer reviews.
Exactly.
I mean, dang.
And you're just started. You guys are just starting, so wait till you really start getting more impact.
You know what's really funny? I did an intro video. I didn't even review a beer. It has 82 likes, and that's the one that's got the most likes on it. It's funny. I'm like, it's just an introduction. And there's like 82 people that like that video, I guess.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No. But like I said, I'm doing it for fun. I have fun doing it.
Yeah.
I did take Matt's little suggestion about drinking a couple of beers before I do, like just whatever, or take a couple of shots of something to calm your nerves down. The last one I did, I had like 4 or 5 beers in me because I went to the pool and then I did that review.
That was probably a great one. Now you were probably cutting loose like.
Oh man, that was the big nose one I did, and that's an IPA. So. Most of them I've done has been IPAs, so I've got one that's I forgot the name of the brewing company. It's in the fridge, but it's a cherry wheat ale. It's from a veteran.
Is it from Sam Adams? Their cherry wheat ale?
No, it's Brian. I think it's got the boots on their label.
That's Honor Brewing.
Yeah, I've got the cherry wheat ale. Yeah, I'm gonna try that one.
Yeah, that's a veteran-owned company, and they donate to veterans' causes. Yeah, I like them.
Well, I might have done a story on them. I've had different ones for military ones on my Facebook blog and stuff like that I've shared, Twitter.
I think I got 2 left from the 6-pack I bought, but I got some other beers I got to do too, like Voodoo Ranger.
Yeah,
there's a few in there. I've actually got a couple Guinnesses in the fridge I need to get out of there because they've been in there for almost a year. I'm like Brian. I push them in there in the fridge, and it's like, oh crap, that one's like almost a year old.
Yeah.
Well, it will sell her. It'll be okay. It's
yeah.
There's my homeboy Skip. Skip always watches too. Skip's up in Canada. What's up, Skip?
All right. What's up?
What part of Canada you in, Skip?
But yeah, I need to start cleaning out some of my other beers there too, because no telling what I'll bring back from New Jersey or anywhere else. Occasionally, a few beer companies will send stuff. Hey, we sent this out to you. See if you want to try it. It's like, okay.
You guys familiar with Whorehounds?
No, but I feel like you could do a video about Whorehound.
Yeah, they sound pretty risque.
Yeah.
I bet they go good with Dirty Little Freak.
Probably.
Well, I was in Nebraska a couple weeks ago. My uncle passed away, and I had to go up there for the funeral. And then I saw these in the store, and I remember my grandpa used to buy these when I was a kid and give them to me. And a Whorehound is like some kind of herb. It's a weird flavor. My kids don't dig it, but they weren't raised on it like I was. I mean, my grandpa came over.
Well, that means
things he would always bring those white.
Is this like sarsaparilla maybe or something?
It's not like any other flavor. I can't compare it to any other flavor because it's like as soon as I taste it, I'm like, that's Whorehounds. my grandpa, when he would come visit us when I was a kid, he'd always bring those white powdered sugar donuts, those little, you know what I'm talking about, the little white powdered sugar donuts, and whorehounds. So I grew up with it, and that was just a nice little treat. And we don't get those here in Georgia. This is, I'm guessing this is a Midwestern thing.
I've never seen them here, though.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I guess whorehound is it's an herb. I don't know if whorehound is the herb or if that's just the name of the candy, but
natural whorehound.
So it's a candy.
It's an unusual flavor. It doesn't taste like anything you've ever tasted before, but I like it. Gives me flashbacks to when I was a kid, when I had color in my hair. When I had hair.
Yeah. Well, that's like when I have like some beers that I'll have, it'll have like that toffee type feel to them. It'll remind me just of having like, you know, the Werther's at your grandparents' house or something. You know, you grab the Werther's out of the candy dish or those little butterscotch type things. Sometimes it's funny how things jar memories back.
Yeah, Brian, you may remember. You remember back probably in the 80s, like for Christmas, you'd get those little packages, has the sausage and the jellies in it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they would have those little candies that look like a strawberry.
Yeah.
I don't know. And man, I found one of those last Christmas and ate it, and it was like taking you right back to when you were little.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It was little like Hillshire Farms things or something.
Yeah, I think it was like a Hillshire Farm, like a sausage. It was a sausage kind of pack or a kit kind of thing, but it had those little candies in it that the wrapper looked like a strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember they
had the little jars of jelly and.
You'd be a kid, go to the mall. They used to have the Hillshire Farm store in the mall. They have samples. So you'd be a kid getting samples there.
Dude, a mall. What is that anymore?
Right?
Oh, they're all. We still have ours. It's hanging on by a thread, but.
Is there like two businesses in it?
Let's see, JCPenney, Belk, and Bell's. That's the three major stores, and then AMC still in there. And they just redone the theater part of it, and it's like, what are they going to do when the mall shuts down? Because that place can't be. The Kmart shut down. And they're putting in a climate storage where the Kmart building used to be. And who does that at a mall?
Yeah, so you probably, Dave, you probably enjoyed the mall at its peak because I got out of the Marines in January of 95, but when I came home on leave the end of 94, and that's when I first saw that mall. And I'm like, I can't even believe there's a mall here because when we went school clothes shopping when I was growing up, we couldn't do it locally. We had to go to like Fort Myers to go.
Oh yeah, or order at the Sears right there by the double theater there at Southgate.
Yeah,
you order from there. But I remember coming home on leave driving. I drove from Jacksonville, North Carolina, and it was being built. That must have been like maybe at the end of 91, maybe beginning of 92.
It would have been a cool thing to have while we were in high school. I mean,
man.
Because it had a movie theater. They had the Mugs and Movies. You guys got something like that near you? Mugs and Movies, where you can actually have like a beer and eat.
We actually have a
usually it's not like a new movie. It's a movie that's been out like years ago, but they put it in there. But it's called Mugs and Movies, so you can have like a beer and eat while you're watching the movie.
It's pretty much because AMC took that place over, so pretty much you can eat in all of them now. I don't know if you can have a beer in all of them. I think the one still, but they got the heated recliner seats and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, our AMC here you can buy beer or liquor.
They have a bar. That's right, they have a bar when you walk in there. They do have a bar. I forgot about that. With COVID though, I don't know. They only got. I think there's 8 theaters, and I think they only got like 4 open because of COVID. So
probably
it's not even. You can watch the movie on HBO Max or whatever it's called, the HBO app.
Yeah.
In the Disney app. I mean, I'm not going to pay $30-something when I have the app and I'm paying for it for Black Widow. I'm just going to wait till October, I think, and they're going to put her on there for free.
Yeah, I was waiting to watch that one too. I haven't watched that yet either.
I know, it's like I pay for the app, but yet when a movie comes out, you want me to pay $30 for a movie? Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'd rather pay that for beer.
Right? I do want to see a new Suicide Squad though, but I don't know what they're charging on that either, because I think that's on HBO Max.
Well, usually if you're like HBO, the app, you can watch that. They don't charge you.
Well, this one they may, because it's like the new movies out of the movies and on Max. I don't know. It might be.
I have to check it out.
Might have been like Marvel as well, but I don't know.
Yeah, Disney's funny, man. They let's face it, they ruined Star Wars. I mean, they're coming back. I mean, they do a good job with the Mandalorian and stuff like that. But the actual movies, oh my God, the sequels were horrible, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think I'm George
Lucas messed up. But all right, good seeing you, Rod, man.
You too. Good seeing you guys. I'm gonna jump off and
thanks for joining us, Rod, and I appreciate you sharing it and everything.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. And you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. Always feel free to reach out. So much success and keep sharing you guys and watching what you're doing.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
See you.
Okay, so Dave and Wayne, I don't think I've talked to you guys about this, but now that I've got your sole attention, I got an idea, and if you guys will do it, I'll let you know offline, because I don't want people to watch this offline and the cat's let out of the bag. So I'll message you guys privately off of here. But I got an idea. I'd like to include you guys in it, and it will be for a video for my channel, and I'll give you guys full channel recognition in the credits of it. You won't have to do much, but I'll throw my idea to you. Off air, I'll throw my idea to you. You let me know if you can do it. If you can't, that's fine. I just a concept I had where my mind's been going crazy with this idea, and I don't want to do it all by myself. I want to include as many reviewers as I can in it, and it'll be a way to promote your channel on my channel. Not that I got a gazillion subscribers, but it'll just be a little minute of your day. If you can just take a video, I'm not going to tell you what to do or how to do it. I'll just let you know what my idea is, and you film it any way you want. Send me the video. I'll edit it. I'm going to put it in my video, and I'm going to make it work. And I think it in here, it's epic. It is. It's epic. I like it. I hope I can do it justice on the video screen, where people, when they watch it, they think, man, this is freaking epic. Because like I said, the idea, I've been dreaming about it. My wife talks to me and she's like, why you got a goofy look on your face? And I'm like, oh, I'm just in my mind, I'm playing the scene of how I want this to work out. And she's like, what's that got to do with what I'm telling you? And I'm like, well, I wasn't listening to you. I was thinking about this, So she beats me. She keeps the bruises under the shirt though, so you guys don't see it.
That's all good.
I got this epic idea. It's going to be an ongoing thing, and what I want to do is get the first episode like in the can. You know what I mean? I'll let you guys know. You let me know if you can do it. If you can't, that's fine. But if you can, just send me your little video clip, and then I'll edit everything together and make it work. And I hope it's going to be as phenomenal as I think it's going to be. So I got an idea for like I say, a lot of beer reviewers review beers, and a lot of them review other things or do other things. They might review snacks or foods or whatever. Hey, Ray, thanks for joining in.
Hey, Ray.
What's up, Ray?
I don't know if Ray can join us visually, but there's the link in case he wants to join us visually. But yeah, I tell you what. Have you guys seen the video between Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks, and Shane's craft beer reviews in the pool?
Yes.
When
I
I
watched
one that he did this today, I think today with the beer review.
it wasn't today. It was a couple days ago.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a couple days.
When I watched that, I was just like, man, these guys really stepped up the game, and I got to do something to kind of compete with it, because if I don't, I'm going to become oblivious.
Yeah, I don't know if I can wear a bikini top for you, Brian. I don't know about all that.
Well, I mean, Drew can pull it off.
He did.
I might try, but my wife is way smaller than me, so there's not going to be a top that's going to fit me. But this is Hollywood. All this is none of this is real. I can make everything. I can make anything happen in the editing process, right?
That's right.
But yeah, I'll shoot you guys a message privately off of here, and then we just lost Wayne.
Oh, we lost Wayne.
I got his off-camera contact information though, so I'll shoot you the concept idea, and then, like I say, however you interpret it, however you want to film it, if you want to, we'll be fine. I'll just work with what you guys send me.
Okay. Well, just keep in mind all I have is my phone. So
that's okay. That's okay. It's going to be in a TV show format, and by that I mean it's going to have like an opening. You know, like when you watch a TV show, it's got the opening, whatever you call it, like the intro.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And I want to include all you guys in that. And even if you're not going to be like in the actual episode, because the episode itself is going to be short. What I'm concentrating on is the intro.
Gotcha.
The intro is what's going to be my focus. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I think the intro is going to be what draws people in. It's not going to be a 30-minute show or an hour show. The show itself is going to be just maybe like 2 minutes long.
Okay.
So it's basically just a scene from a show. What I'm concentrating on is the intro, and that's what I want you guys to be involved with. And so, like, when you're watching a TV show and you see there's Wayne's back. When you're watching a TV show and you watch it from the beginning and it's doing like the intro and it shows you like the main people that are in the show, and it says, you know, blah as blah, you know what I mean? Even if you guys aren't necessarily in the show, I want you guys to be in the intro. And so what I would do, since Dave and Wayne, you guys are here. So for the intro, you film your little piece. I'll edit it, and I'll put Dave's TV as, and whatever show I'm doing, I'm going to use a real live character name from that show. So it'd say Dave's TV as blah, 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 with your little piece that you filmed. And then I'd say Wayne's beer delivery as whatever. I say, even if you're not in the actual show, I want to give you guys credit because you guys are helping me do the video. So that's how I'm going to do the intro. Because honestly, the show is not the star of my idea. The show is like a 2-minute long skit of me just doing something that's. I want the intro to the show to be epic and to include you guys.
Okay.
So I got Blue Ice already on board. I got Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks is going to do it. And I got Shane's Craft Beer Reviews is going to do it. So if I can get you two guys to do it, that'll be 5 people. And that'll be enough for that first episode. And then when you watch it, I hope that you watch it and you say, that is great. And then you'll want to do more with me because I have a whole list of things that I want to do that I just can't do it by myself. Because I could be every character in a scene. 1, that's hard work for me. And 2, people watching it would say, okay, it's the same guy in every role. It's the same guy. I would like to use different faces, and we've all got different faces. And it's also a way of promoting you guys' channel. Like I say, I know I don't have a lot of subscribers. I think I just went over 300 tonight on this live. But any of my subscribers that I can expose to you guys, I'm more than happy to do that. And I can do that by, if you just participate in my video and I direct people to you, like in the description, I'll say, you know, please visit these guys' channels. I'll list their links in there or whatever like that. It's not like a heavy acting load. You don't even have to say any words. When I message you, you'll understand. As soon as I tell you what the concept is, you'll totally understand where I'm going. It's a non-speaking role. I just need
I like those.
a 5-second video clip of you guys, and I'll explain why it needs to be so short. It's going to appear longer on camera, and I'll explain all that to you off of here. So it won't take too much time out of your day. It might seem kind of silly, but trust me, my mind's been reeling with this idea, and I think it's going to be a really funny and entertaining video. And hopefully it'll suck in a lot of viewers, and you guys will get benefit from doing that. I say, because I'm not paying you guys cash, but I can send viewers your way. And
you can just pay me in beer when you come down in the fall.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there this fall. I promise.
We got to do a October beer review or something.
Yeah, definitely. When I come down there, I'll let you know.
Okay.
But I'll message you guys, and like I say, if you think it's something you can do, if you're uncomfortable doing it, I totally understand. Because if I was just minding my own business and got this message about the one I'm getting ready to send you guys, I'd be like, what is this guy talking about? No, I'm not doing that. Totally understand it. Just letting you know, I do have Blue Ice agreed to it. Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks agreed to it, and Shane's Craft Beer Reviews, they all agreed to do it. So it's not something super crazy. As a matter of fact, I'll throw some ideas at you guys about. I'm not going to tell you how to shoot your scene. If you're doing it for me, I look at it as a gift. I mean, I'm asking you guys to participate. If you guys choose to participate, whatever you give me is what I'm going to go with. But I'll just let you know my concept, and you guys can interpret it however you do. Whatever you send me, I'm going to work with it. I'm going to make it work. It's going to be phenomenal. Probably take me a couple weeks to get all the pieces edited together, but when it does come out, I'll let you guys know so that you can, watch it. And I know it's going to be my video, but you guys are going to be in it. So, you guys can do with it what you will. If you want to share it and show people that you're in my videos, that'll be great. And I say, if you guys ever want to do anything for your channels and you need another person, I'm always willing. I'm here and I'm willing to help you guys. So I want us all to hit the magic number. So we got to get it, our viewers, we got to get them exposed to each other, and that's how we can do it, is by doing these collaborations. So
yeah, sounds good to me, especially if I don't have to talk. That's even better.
Yeah, it's just gonna be honestly, like I say, I'm gonna slow the footage down, so it's gonna be, if you send me a 5-second clip, I'm gonna slow it down to about a 10-second clip, which doesn't sound like a whole lot. But once I throw my idea to you, you guys will know what I'm talking about, and you'll see why I need to slow the clip down. It's going to be a slow motion clip in my video. You guys will understand 100% completely when I email you or send you a message off air. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So I look forward to getting my idea out there to you guys and then seeing what you guys can come up with.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it does. I'm hoping I can come up with something good.
It's going to be different for all of us. I want to say just beer reviews, but a couple of my videos, I kind of go out of the way to make it a little bit comedic. And that's what I'm going for in this video is the comedy factor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to say it without saying it, but I just don't want people watching this video to be let in on the surprise. I would rather have them watch the video after it's done and see it as opposed to letting them in on the secret. So I'll message you guys soon about what my idea is. And if you guys want to participate, that'd be great. If not, no hard feelings. I mean, it's going to be different from what you guys normally do. I know. I watch you guys' videos. You guys do beer reviews. And I don't think I've seen either one of you kind of branch off into the comedic area, which is why I really want to use you guys because it's not something that you normally do. It's a different side. But I think you guys would really pull off my idea perfectly. You know what I mean? Like Robin Williams. I don't really get his comedy. I don't think he's funny. My most favorite Robin Williams movies are when he played characters that were serious, like 1 Hour Photo. Did you guys watch 1 Hour Photo? So
It's been a long time.
Robin Williams is a comedian, but in 1 Hour Photo, he was like a mass murderer.
Like a stalker.
Yeah, he totally out of character for him. I think he pulled it off. Another Robin Williams movie was The Awakening, where he played the doctor when those people had that whatever that disease or illness where they couldn't talk or move, and he found out why, and he got them like The Awakening. It was called. I love Robin Williams as a serious actor. I don't like him as a comedian. I don't think he's funny. So what I'm saying is this is going to be different than what you guys normally do. But I think you guys are going to be perfect for what I have in mind. So
what you're saying is we're going to steal the show.
You guys are going to steal the show, and I'm totally okay with that.
That's a lot of pressure on me and Wayne, man.
Well, it won't take much to steal the show. It won't take much. So if you're uncomfortable at all doing the scene, I'm going to tell you right now, I get it, because what I'm going to ask you is going to seem kind of crazy, but it's going to be awesome when I put all the pieces together in the editing process.
That's what jarheads do. We do stupid things and crazy things. So
just let me put this thought in your mind.
Good.
I'm not in shape. Well,
oh Lord.
Wait. Yeah, see that? I'm not in shape. So I will be in the video as well. So it's kind of hard to picture the whole piece. Like, Wayne, you do your scene and Dave does his scene and Blue Ice is doing his and Shane's doing his and, Beer for Breakfast is doing his scene. You don't get to see all of that because we're not in the same room filming at the same time. We're all filming our piece individually. And then it's on me to put it all together and make it something spectacular. But I promise you, I'm going to put all these pieces together. I will not make any of you look bad. It will be totally an entertaining thing where you don't really have to say a word, honestly. I say because the video I'm shooting itself will be mostly me talking, and it will be very short because I'm concentrating on the intro. It's the intro that I'm focusing my main focus on. The show itself is just because I did an intro, I got to do a little piece of a show. So, but I think you guys will be very happy with how it turns out. And
Well, my phone is about to die, but I'm
Yeah,
down with
and
it.
I'm about to have to head off to take a leak myself. I'm about to spring a leak out my ears. But thank you guys for coming on tonight. And
Yeah,
I'll
I
message
thought I
you
was going to
both.
miss it.
How was your parents' little anniversary? Was it good?
I told them, I told them what you said, and they said thank you. And yeah, it turned out great.
Does your mom
Turned out
even
really-
remember? She used to be she cut my hair a long time when I had
Oh
hair.
yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
I haven't needed her services in quite some time.
yeah. She actually retired in May, so and
okay.
Dad's he goes to work when he wants to, so he's almost retired. So
That's the way it should
but
be.
yeah, turned out good.
All right.
All right.
Well, I'm going to send you guys messages tomorrow.
Okay.
And like I say, don't feel obligated. If I pitch my idea to you and you're not buying it, don't buy it. You don't have to participate. It's okay. I just think it would be nice to, when I do this intro, it's good. Picture it like a TV show, the beginning opening credits where it says, so-and-so is playing so-and-so. I want to put you guys in my intro, but I just need a video to go with it, and it's got to be along a particular theme. So I'll send that, guys, to you tomorrow, and hopefully you're on board. If not, please don't feel obligated because it's not a big deal. I mean, just an idea I have, and trying to branch into some different areas, and this one's really got me going. It's in my dreams, and I'm thinking about it all the time. I got to make it happen. So,
all right. Well, we're going to
need
make
you
it
guys
happen.
to make it happen. So, hopefully, you guys will be on board. But thanks for stopping by the Hardcore Pub.
All right, man.
It's always a pleasure having you guys. We'll see you next time.
All righty.
Take it easy.
Peace.
Cheers.